But the point of this whole story is how tough men used to be back then. Tough area where we live, discipline, honor, those things for us were the foundation who we are. Foundation is one, God first. There is nothing before that. God first, family, God and prophet, like family, and love everyone else, and do right, don't do wrong, and tradition. A man with no values is a shadow of a man. God wants us to ask questions. He wants us to fly with our brains and just find the truth, And for me, I'm deeply and a proud Muslim. This is something Alhamdulillah, as we say in Arabic, Alhamdulillah, well, thank you God for the Islam gift that He gave me. And seeing other people that believe is just don't like when they think, a lot of people think that God and Allah are two different things. God and Allah is the same thing. You worship the same thing I do. And this is how I see it. You cannot be Muslim if you don't believe in Jesus.
Today, we come together, bridging faiths in prayer for peace and for unity. In this moment, we share our hopes and seek guidance to live in love and harmony. In the spirit of brotherhood and respect, we offer our prayers, each from our own beautiful traditions, calling for a world where compassion and understanding thrive. This is Words on the Wind, and please now welcome my dear friend, Mouhsine Boukharsa, also known as Mo. And as always, much love, Paul. Heavenly Father,
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
We come before you today to seek your peace and guidance.
اللهم خالق الكون اهدنا وآتنا نعمة السلام واحد بين قلوبنا يا أرحم الراحمين.
In a world often divided by difference, we pray for unity and love to prevail where discord and hatred.
اللهم اهدنا إلى محبة خلقك ونزل رحمتك بيننا كما علمنا رسولك صلى الله عليه وسلم محمد يا أرحم الراحمين.
Lord, inspire us to lay down our arms and embrace one another as brothers and sisters in your love.
وكما قال الله تعالى في سورة الحجرات.
Help us walk in the footsteps of Christ, showing love, mercy, and compassion to all. May our actions reflect our journey towards your heavenly kingdom, where peace reigns eternal.
إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم.
Amen.
صدق الله العظيم.
Mo, thank you for coming on today. I'm really excited to have you here. I've been blessed with this tea that you've made. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, man. It's always good to share the tea. It's how we show our love.
Yeah. You outdid it. It's delicious and it smells amazing. So thank you so much for bringing it. I even got to learn the process of how to make it your style for your culture. It's beautiful. So thank you so much for being here, and having these first few guests on here is incredibly supportive, and I'm just blessed to have these people in my life that are willing to come and share their stories. And I'm really excited to get to know you at a deeper level today. And I wanted to start off by saying that I truly believe that you are probably the nicest individual I've ever met.
Oh, thank you.
The most kind person. You walk
Appreciate it,
into a
man.
room and you say hi to everybody. You don't leave one hand unshake. And you just bring a light into the room. You have this energy about you. So thank you for being such a good human, and thank you for just being in my life.
Oh man, this is just hearing this is just amazing. Like sometimes first, thank you for having me. We've been talking about me coming to your podcast, which is an honor actually. To be invited to come here and talk about me, you, us, everyone, and share ideas. Welcome for the tea. As we talked earlier of camera, that in Morocco you cannot go to someone's house without having tea. Tea is what keeps us together. It's something we sit around to know about each other, and that's what we're doing. So it was for me this morning. I was like, I think tea is a good idea, so we can sit, just drink our tea while we're talking. And your podcast is not only I'm telling you about myself, but I'm learning myself about myself, because there are things we might come into this conversation that I even forgot about, and that's why I'm actually excited. Yeah, and thank you. I'm just being me. I want to share the love, and that's what I do. Just keep the smile and keep going. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, just get into the weeds and tell me a little bit more about yourself, because I want to know, yeah, why are you you, and where did you grow up? Where were you born? Who are your parents like? And what were your influences, as a child?
Yeah, influence as a child. So we get to that maybe in a little while. But yeah, those are great questions. The I believe that the person who we are right now is a accumulation of who we were in the past and who we learned from, and our families and our culture, our surrounding, our little small things. It's just what shape you to be the person who you are today. So I'll take you a little bit back, in my those things I don't share, I didn't share before, but I'll take you to my grandfather. Right, I'm gonna start a little bit in the back. So, as you know, in Morocco was colonized by French, right? I think since 1912 to we got our independence in 1956, if I'm not. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So during that time, French or the colonizers they took over Africa, right? So just to explain more, Morocco is in North Africa, is in the northwest corner of Africa. So when they come, there is two ways that colonizers decided to take over Africa. One way is to go to countries that it's hard to live on, it's hard to move into, but they have a lot of resources, diamond, gold, you name them. So they go and they just suck it up. They just take everything, take it to their country, France or Belgium or Spain, whatever. But there are countries that they are livable. They're nice mountains, they're green, good weather, and this where they want to occupy and just move their people there too and take over. So Morocco was one of those countries that the French decide to come and take over the government, take over the infrastructure, start building. And that's the difference. Like when they go to those countries, they build the railroad, they build the freeways, they build everything, building cities. They put money, they put resources. Of course, most of it is from Morocco, but they still put that to build that for them. And my grandfather, we originally from a little village, very small village. Like I can say all the houses are built with clay and hay, which is you mix the clay with hay, and just make your bricks or whatever, and you build it with hand. And the village, everyone helps everyone build their houses and whatnot. So it's very, very traditional, old school style of living. Try to farm little places, little water. We had a little river there, so it was good. But it's in the middle of nowhere. So my father grew up there, and my grandfather were in the early 50, I think 1950, I believe. He used to go to Algeria to work because in Algeria there is gas, there is more, the French are spending more money there in Algeria, which is sharing the border with Morocco. So my grandfather used to travel all the way and work there. But at the same time, we have the, how do you call them in English, the resistance, right? Against the colonizers, because we don't want them. That's home, and you're coming to take my home. So my grandfather also was in the resistance. So they were fighting at the same time, but at the same time, you have to make a living. So an accident happened that my grandfather, when he was in Algeria, a French colonizer, or like people that their bosses did, it's like slavery kind of. I think he treated my father a bad way. My grandfather, he's one of those guys that you don't mess around with. So my grandfather picks up a rock, hit the guy. French colonizer hit the guy, killed him. So this is a weird story, man. I never shared this story.
Never.
Yeah,
Never heard this.
It's. Yeah. I was even thinking about, but I'm just starting a little bit behind to understand where we come from.
Yeah. So what
to
happened?
where we are.
Yeah.
So he ran away. He ran away. He entered Morocco, but the French.
How old was he when this happened?
Oh man, I don't know. But my father was maybe 1 year old. My father was born in 1950.
Okay.
So he was young in 1950. Maybe he was in his late 30s. I don't know. I really don't know that what was his age exactly. He ran away. They look for him. That's a death penalty. You get killed.
Mhm.
In Algeria itself, more than 1.5 million people were killed by the colonizers.
Wow.
Because it was colonized over 100 years in Algeria. In Morocco is less than 50 years, I believe, something like that. But thousands and thousands, they were killed there for no reason. It's, you come, I take over. This happened here in the United States during the with the Native Americans when first move here. It's just you come in, this is our place, so we get rid of people who were here before. So that's something, it just happened. Anyways, my grandfather ran away, went back to the village in the mountains, but do you know who he is? So they were chasing him everywhere. My grandfather gave a promise to God. If he ever got out of it, his promise was to go to do pilgrimage, which is as Muslims, we go to Mecca, to Saudi Arabia to do the pilgrimage if we can. Like it's one in a lifetime that you need to do it. So years after years happen, whatnot. He finally, they stopped looking for him, wherever he was in the mountains, hiding for years. Like when I say mountains, we're talking about, you gotta go find food. You gotta go. You're living in severe, you don't see, you sneak out at night to go see your kid
By himself.
by him. But oh yeah, he was something else. And I'm coming to tell you what But he was raising his kids too, which is my father. He was raising it the same way. Stand for yourself, or the righteous thing. A man with no values is a shadow of a man. It's just those strict rules that my father also carried to us. And then we'll get to that when. So yeah, everything went fine. He's back to his grandfather, back to his um, call it normal life. And then he gave a promise. Remember that? He gave a promise to God. And in Arabic, we call it a nadr. A nadr, if you pray for God to get something and you give a promise, let's see, you're sick. You're at the hospital, you're going to do a heart surgery. That's just an example. And you're praying, God, if this surgery went fine and I'm healthy, I promise I will give half of what I own to poor people.
Like
right?
an offering.
Exactly. So it's a promise. There is no room to don't keep your promise. As again, that goes through my kid now. He knows if he say the word I never break a promise to my kid. If I say I promise, he doesn't question it. He doesn't say, "Are you sure?" I know I promise. It doesn't matter. I have to keep that promise. So yeah, he needs to do that, but he doesn't have money. He doesn't. Are you gonna fly? Are you gonna drive? So he walked from Morocco all the way to Saudi Arabia. Him, his brother, and I think a cousin. They walked. Took him 1 year.
Wow.
And this is not walking in daylight. He still doesn't want to get caught by the French in Algeria or in Tunisia, because Libya was so how it works is you have Morocco, you have to go from Morocco, cross Algeria, which is the biggest country in Africa. Then you cross Tunisia. And those three countries were colonized by French. France? By France. France,
Yeah.
right? Say France or French?
Colonized
by France, the country.
The French or France, yeah.
France, yeah.
Yeah, at the time, I don't know.
yeah. Colonized by, no, I was like between French or France. It's just
But they were traveling under the night sky and hiding during the day.
And during the day, they just hide.
Wow.
So, and then Libya was colonized by Italy. Which is another huge country. And then you have Egypt after that. And Egypt, I think, was colonized by the British. It was a weird concept. It was a weird way of how the West was taking over Africa. So it took my grandfather, it took him 1 year to go from, and I think it's 4,000 miles.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of conflict that people don't realize that happened right after World War II, right?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of uneducated.
I think it happened after First World War One.
Okay.
It's not even after Second War. No, because people were colonized like in the 1912, 1908.
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
Yes, it's the same. I just what I'm not a historian or historian, whatever the word is. And by the way, just my English is a little bit not perfect yet. So so he had a journey, but think about it. There's no phones. There is no ways of communication with his family. Is he alive or he's not alive? So here is where it got crazy. When they finally got to Egypt, from Egypt to go to Saudi Arabia, they had to cross the sea with a boat, right? But they got there 12 days, like they missed the boat. And the next way to cross was in 12 days. And by that time, they already missed pilgrimage.
Oh.
Because pilgrimage happen in exact time.
And how long is that?
It doesn't matter. You have to start it from the beginning. You don't go in the middle and you just like, catch in, no.
Wow, it's very disciplined.
It's like, imagine, because we go through the moon calendar in Islam. Imagine it starts every year May 1st.
Yep.
Right? You cannot go May 3rd and start it. You have to be there. If you miss it, you have to wait to the next year.
Wow.
So at that point, his family, his brother, and I think his cousin, I don't remember his cousin or his best friend, I think his cousin, they decided to come back. Imagine a year of traveling and you miss that. But in Islam, it's like it doesn't matter that much because it's the intention. You did all of that to visit God's house.
That was a sacrifice.
It counts, even if you didn't do it.
Mhm.
But to get to that point, God will not like, oh no, you didn't do it. No, we believe deeply in our religion. It's the intentions that matter more than actually what you did. If you see someone needs help and you want to help him, but you couldn't, you still get the benefit from God that you tried to help him. Just the intention counts. So both of them, they decide to come back. My grandfather decided to stay. He decided to stay 1 year in Saudi Arabia. The whole year he was working in the king's palace, like just a builder. He did his pilgrimage the next year and he walked back. 3 years venture. His family, they don't know if he's alive until he shows up. So since he showed up, he had the issues with his feet. He got paralyzed, and and since then, I remember as a kid, then he lived with us the whole till he passed away.
It took a toll on him. The
Uh,
journey, or was this just after?
It's slowly his feet start he started getting old. He started getting like issues in his legs and whatnot.
Yeah.
And all my life, I just remember him in a wheelchair. But the point of this whole story is how tough men used to be back then. Tough area where you live, discipline, honor, those things for us were the foundation, who we are. Foundation is one, God first. There is nothing before that. God first, family, God and prophet, like family, and love everyone else, and do right, don't do wrong, and tradition. Sometimes you find traditions conflict with religion sometimes because and that's we're talking about myself, where I come from and everything, and didn't mention that I'm not Arab, I'm Berber, or the right word is Amazigh.
Oh, okay.
Amazigh are the native North Africans, and we just celebrated 2,990 something years calendar, and we've been there for a long time. So I did my DNA test, and it shows I'm 99% North African and 1% from Mali.
Mm.
So we've been tribes that lived there before Islam came to the North Africa, before the Arab came from to North Africa. So that's who we are. With that, we still take our ancestors' traditions, including until you was talking about conflict between religion and culture, but always religion end up to be the right thing. You don't stick with the culture if it's an opposite or something that does not agree with the religion. I'll give you the example I want to put down is tattoo. Like tattoo?
Yeah, tattoos. I remember you telling me a little bit about this, but I'm excited to hear more.
Tattoos is in our tribes is women and men. Facial tattoos.
Yes.
Arm tattoos. Full ones. Each tattoo represents a tribe, represents something, symbols that represents who you are, where you come from. And my grandparents, my grandfather that I just talked about, his wife, my grandmother, same thing about my mom. She's also a Berber. Her grandparents also, they all had facial tattoos and arm tattoos. And that stops with my father generation. Because you want to make, in Islam, you want to make God the way he created you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to add things. You don't want to take things. You just want to be pure body. We created you this way. I want to see you the way I created you. So that's kind of why our tattoo stop. So this is from my grandfather side of my family. My grandfather, which is my mom's dad, he fought in World War II. So French, they took them again. They forced Moroccans to fight for France in order for France to give us our independence. So we're gonna take you guys, put you in front line, fight for us, a war that is not yours, right? If you want me to give you independence or think about giving you independence. So my grandfather was 3 years over there, got a ball in his leg. You can imagine the horror of that experience. But he still also have those values of like God, family, love, care. I sacrifice myself for you. That sacrifice, that word sacrifice, man, is huge where we come from. I will put myself in front of whatever is coming for even a random guy that I don't know. It's just because it's the right thing to do. It's weird. And yeah, so that's how that goes to my parents. And my father had a even rougher time. No, not rougher, but rougher than me. He had a rough time that he had to walk for a long distance, like kilometers. I don't know how many, like each way as a kid, as a 5, 6 years old to go to school. Because that's something, illiteracy was huge in Morocco, was huge during that era. Nobody can afford to send his kids to school or teach their kids. But my grandfathers, they were, my grandfather was very, very strict about that. School, you have to learn, have to be better than me. So my father and his brother, he have like 8 siblings. So all of them, except the women, they went to school. All the boys went to school, women, no. So see, it's again, we going back to a culture.
Is it still that way?
No, it's not still that way. No,
Yeah,
but it
there was a
was that
change.
way. Yeah, like my mom, she never went to school.
Okay.
No, but my mom, she learned how to read and write after I think she was 50 something years old when she started first time to know how to write and read. And I was amazed that she did that. It's just women, you stay home while you're going to school. Men go work, men go to school, women take care of the kids, traditional way. And we were very traditional. Our region where we lived, which is in the east side of Morocco, closer to Algeria, it's a desert area, but it's not sand desert. It's just dry desert, middle of nowhere. You're like, why are some people live here?
Then mountainous at all? Or?
So as I mentioned earlier, where my grandfather was, it's like there are some mountains there, little river. They have their gardens, that's some agriculture going on there, just small. I'm telling you, like what, maybe 1,000 people, something like that. That's at max. But the bigger place than that, which is the biggest village, it's where I was born and I grew up. It's away from the mountains, right? You still can see the mountains, but all of them are just dry. There's no trees.
Yeah.
Oh, zero. It's not. I'm not going to the Sawtooth Mountains. It's dry, and I can show you pictures and show you stuff later on.
Yeah, I mean, you showed me a few pictures in the past. I'm surprised how diverse Morocco is. It's a beautiful country.
Oh yeah.
But you have all sorts of landscapes. You get a little bit of everything in different parts of the country.
It's a magnificent country. It's just my luck was I was in the place that was not fun, right? Away from the ocean, away from the mountains, green, and I was in the rough area, which is still till today. People live there and they're struggling. Everything is far away. Hospitals are far away. Schools are far away. All of that. But yeah, so my father, as I say, he grew up. He went to school. As a kid, he traveled to a bigger city by himself to stay in, we call it dakhiliya in Arabic, or intern. he lived there. He lives in school, and he goes to that school. So, and my father become a teacher who takes care of his brothers and sisters because he's the oldest brother. Remember when I was talking about my grandfather when he came back? He only had my father,
Mhm.
and also then he got married to my mom, and then he had to take care of his family too, my older siblings, and then all the way to me and my younger brother. So yeah, so all of this played a huge role of who we are as what is our identity, what is our personality, what is things we believe on. We're very conservative. Like we are very conservative Sunni Muslims, and we value others a lot than we value ourselves sometimes.
I see that in you.
And it's it's really, sometimes I feel like we do that for ourselves, not for other people.
Mm. That's cool.
I don't know if that makes sense.
It does make sense. I get what you're saying.
It gives me more joy.
Mhm.
I'll just small example, and we get to that. I'm sure we're gonna get to that in our conversation. Just you sitting, I cannot eat my food without offering you my food.
Mhm.
If you're there, try this. And sometimes I feel like I'm insisting on people to eat,
Mhm.
or oh, I didn't get my bring my somebody said I didn't bring my lunch. I take my lunch and I give to them. It's like, man, I just had a huge meal. I'm full. When you want to eat this? I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. I didn't eat. That was my lunch. And that gave me a huge joy, man. Just I'm glad he's eating. We don't share the same religion. We don't share the same culture. We're not cousins, we're not brothers, we're not. But still, it's the right thing to do. And that comes again, as I always go back to, it comes back to who's your parents, your environment, your religion, your way, how you've seen them. Because you don't learn from being told what to do, you learn from what you see them do.
Yeah, very true. You see that with your kids,
Oh,
my
yeah.
kids. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, don't clean your booger in the wall. That's wrong. But you're sitting and you sometimes it's like, Dad, you're doing that.
Yeah. Being a hypocrite.
It's like exactly. So don't.
Mhm.
This is a funny example, but
The older my kids get, the more I realize they are
observative.
mirroring us.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. You can see it like it's a mini me, right? It's a
Yep.
mini me, and
Yep.
yeah, it's on us. The next generation is on us, man.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, those small acts of kindness that you know, that example you described with the food, it go a long ways. It's how you build friendships and culture. And people are so just are stuck worrying about themselves, and they're stuck in their own head. And we need more of it.
yeah,
We need more people
I agree.
like
I
you,
agree.
Mo.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Like better than me, man. We need
But
people better than me and better than you. And
yeah, it's cool to hear that story. That makes sense hearing that. So thank you for sharing.
oh yeah, man. As I say, I was thinking about, because I know it's not about me, but it is important to know the type of blood that runs in you.
Mhm.
The blood of a guy who fight for his country a lot, keep his promises, did crazy thing, went 4,000 miles walking and 4,000 miles back to keep a promise, you know, raise kids to be great kids, make sure they went to school. The boys, not the girls, right?
Mhm.
The girls also make sure they have a good husband that, and that's the tradition. That's the way we do things. Until my mom and my sisters, my father changed that. All my sisters went to school, went to college.
Mhm.
My brothers, all of them went to college. Every single one. We are 6 siblings.
Overseas or over in the States?
No, in Morocco.
In Morocco.
Oh, in Morocco, yeah.
Yeah,
in
we'll
Morocco.
get to that
We'll get to
story
that.
when you
Yeah.
come over.
Yeah,
But yes,
definitely.
let's go back.
We'll get to that. So yeah, we'll go back.
Yeah.
Okay, so my father, I will go back to my father. He became a teacher in public school, and he was a French teacher. So he's teaching French for kids from from first grade or second grade to sixth grade, something like that. And the salary was, it's not that great of salary. You're talking about $200 back then. I don't know, it's even less, $150 a month. And you have to take care of your brothers, sisters, mother, father, wife, kids by yourself. Count them, man. It's unbelievable how did he do that? I'm still asking the question, how did he do that? How did he manage to take care of those many people with a little of what he has? I think one of the things is, when you don't know better, when, for example, as a kids or whatnot, I didn't know. We didn't eat strawberries, for example, as kids. We didn't know. Maybe we saw them in TV or whatever, but I didn't see my neighbors eating them. I didn't see other people eating or expensive stuff or wearing something expensive. I didn't see anyone. So for us, whatever we have, that's the best what we have.
You weren't exposed to the outside.
Yes, we were not exposed to the outside.
Mm.
The outside world is, who has TV? I think I was born in 1987.
Okay.
So 1987 in America, right? I think I can compare 1987 where I grew up to 1920 in America.
Okay.
Something like that. It's like still dark ages.
Mm. Yeah, the depression was going on, till 29.
Yeah,
so.
you still you want to take off a teeth, you go to the weekly market. There is a guy with a carpet in the floor, pliers, and you open your mouth and just take it off. That's how you take it. It's just old way of doing things. Very old way. Anyways, it was 90. I say I was born in 1987, and as I say, you don't know what you're missing. That's why you're happy. We grew up happy, man. We grew up like, look, have I ever, my father came home and buy me a toy as a kid? No. Oh, that's luxury. Why are you gonna buy you a toy when he can use that money so he can get some food, right? But we create toys ourselves with our neighbors, that's the best. We play marbles outside, I get your marbles, I put them in my pocket. I win. Play me next time, you go to whatever, the next village, you go with your friends and you jump other people's, backyard and steal some fruit, not like apples or something. And then it's just amazing what we did as kids. We create little cars, you make your own money, and I miss that. I wish this generation has to do that. Because one, you create a mind that can think. You create a skilled person. You create somebody who can count on himself. You create just a non-television. What do you call that? Television? Television?
Oh, telescopic? Or,
No, it's not telescopic. Like tunnel vision.
Oh, tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
People,
not that word.
things are so cluttered, and you live here in America now, and I grew up here. I only know this place, but just on my side of, like, my opinion with what you just said, I mean, that the fact that you were happy with what you had is such a beautiful thing, because all this stuff, I think it was like the 60s when America really started pushing, you need this, you need this. Just innovations through the roof to make the home life easier, to make things easier, because we start becoming lazier, relying more on things. And you stop thinking for yourself and you rely on other things, and we just become consumers.
Yeah.
Consumption. And no longer self-reliant. And, I think population boom was probably a huge factor to that. But the fact that you were able to go outside and play in the dirt with some marbles and be completely content and happy, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I don't have a choice. You
Yeah.
on a weekend or whatever, it's different. It's like your family, like, get out of the house. Like,
Don't get back till the sun's
yeah.
setting.
Why are you
Yeah.
gonna be in the house? What purpose you gonna be in the house? Just to make the floor dirty and then your mom has to clean it? Get out. Go play. Go. Whatever. They know you're safe. Why they
Mhm.
know you're safe? And that's something different during that time.
Strong community.
Strong community. Everyone knows everyone.
Mhm.
Everyone loves everyone. There is no cars running around. Like, cars, it's barely when you see a car driving, somewhere, because there is no pavement. Everything is dirt road, right? Everything is dirt. So that chance that you're gonna get hit with the car doesn't exist. Chance you're gonna get kidnapped, that doesn't exist. You know, there is the chance you're gonna get in fights,
Mhm.
with whoever. That's part of the game. It's a world we live in. You disagree with your friend, he pushes you, you push him, he punch you, he punches you, punch him, and then the next day you guys like pinky, whatever, we're friends again, move on. So get out, go, and it's one of the things when you find yourself. I'll say back to I was born in 1987 in a neighborhood called Rajafullah. Rajafullah means uh, hope is in God. It's just this hope in God. Like, we're hoping in God to make our life better and stuff. That's the kind of the translation of a very, very old
Mhm.
house. Very, like, you go in the bottom, uh, you guys call this first floor, right? Oh, this is your second floor, right?
Yes.
For us back home, you enter the front door, it's just zero, ground zero,
Okay.
right? And then you have first floor.
Oh,
Over
interesting.
there, you go to our ground zero. We don't have upstairs. Our
Mhm.
ground zero, freezing. It's cold because it's clay and it keep that moisture and cool inside. And there is a well inside the house, a well that is covered with the wood. It's how we open the uh, cover of the well. This is in the middle of the house, right? Yeah. So you cover, what is it? You remove the cover, and there is a pulley
Mhm.
with a rope that you send the bucket to the bottom, fill it up with water.
Every house
Go.
has a well.
Not every house.
Okay. Do you
Not
share
every
water
house.
with neighbors?
Yes.
Very
Yes.
cool.
The neighbors come to your house, knock your door with their. We didn't. A lot of houses they didn't have like the water system,
Uh-huh.
like open faucet and you got water. That's
Yep.
that's a privilege.
Mhm.
A lot of people
Take
have
it
to
for
be
granted,
thankful. Yeah. And so yeah, they come home and get water, and you fill up their water, and it's just, again, some houses they have a pump, so
Mhm.
it pumps, but most of the houses just like with a pulley. And always there is that fear that one of the kids, and so many kids fall in the well or something
Okay.
like that. It's
Yeah.
always the. And as kids, we used to even go down the wells. So how work wells is all of them are digged.
Mhm.
Hand digged, we say.
And
It's like, just like, it's not with the machine. It's like there is a huge, maybe a meter and a half or a meter wide, 1 meter wide, which is, yeah, it's much, I don't know, meter,
how deep?
3 feet, 4 feet, about 4 feet
Mhm.
wide. And there is a hole right here, hole right here, hole, and then where you put your feet and you go down,
Oh, okay.
right? So if something fall there, whatever you need to do, and that's how people dig it. People to come up when they dig it, they have to come up. We're not gonna leave them there, right? So
Yeah.
that's how. And as kids, is one of the games we do. Is you go down a well. It's amazing.
It sounds
how,
fun.
It sounds like
As a
either
kid,
you
I'd love
swim
it.
there, you do,
Yeah.
and I'm sure, like, as a kid, if you grew up like that, you love to do that.
Yeah.
It's what makes you brave. It's what makes
Yeah.
you. So, I was born there. We moved to another house. Was given to my father by the Ministry of Education, because
Oh,
he was a
cool.
teacher.
Cool.
So they give him, he was living there for free. So that helps also. Small place. It's not a house. It's apartment, looks like a house. You know what I mean?
And I mean, for here, like in the United States, you turn 18 and you're usually out the door. Or like we're such a disconnected family where we grow up and we leave, and it's kind of a culture of where we look forward to leaving. We're forced to leave, and we start our own life with
I
our own,
know.
make our own family, or we go 10 years without having the family experience life by ourselves almost at times. And we're just so disconnected. I'm guessing that it's not that way with you.
It's not. It's
Yeah.
not because you already experienced life as a kid.
Mm.
When you're a family, and it's something I didn't understand. One of those first things that I got a cultural shock actually because of it
I bet.
when
Yeah.
I moved here,
Mm.
and I started like, do you mean you're 18 and your parents told you to pay rent? What do you mean about you have to leave your house to live by yourself? What? You're 35? You cannot go back to your parents? What that means? For us, I can be 40,
Mm.
45, and I'm still living, and they don't have even that idea of you have to leave the house now. No, you're my father and my mom from day one to the day I die. You're responsible for me. I'm responsible for you. We live together. It's families. The word family is needs to be translated better. Needs to be taught better. And I'm not saying only in the United States, but in the new generations, even in Morocco now, the new generation, and in everywhere you go, it's the moment you don't have that family mentality anymore and that strong family orientation, you're a lost cause. And this is just my opinion. You're a lost cause.
Well, I've really struggled with that growing up my whole life. It's difficult, but I agree with you. I really do.
But you don't want to do that with your kids.
I don't.
Right?
We're trying not to.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're trying to change that. That's one of those generational things we're trying to change.
Yeah.
I grew up with divorced parents and had to bump back and forth between houses, sometimes 3 houses a day. My grandparents, my mom's, and my dad's, and then school. It was chaotic. Long lasting effects. And yeah, I hear you talk about that, and it's such a beautiful thing. And you didn't even realize that the normalcy that I experienced, or what I thought, what we say is normal, is that you get out of the house and you leave, you go to college, you don't come back, and if you do come back, these are the expectations. But for you, um, one, we're not set up for success. I think over here, like it's very difficult to um, even survive on your own. But we have this pressure that we can't be a family. We can't combine resources. We can't be nuclear because we're not raised right, where our parents can't wait to get us out of the house. So then they don't have to deal with us anymore. What happened for it to become that way? You don't have those issues with nuclear families and some of these other cultures where you're raised well and everyone contributes and everyone's happy to be around each other. And the family bond is a true bond. It's not, oh, you're family because we're blood.
It's an easy answer. And it's just, it's not an easy answer it sounds like, but in my opinion, I always believe religion has a lot to do with it.
I agree.
When your religion is telling you that family, keep your family together, take care of your mom, take care of your dad, take care of your kids, and you don't want you, so you didn't obey that, you didn't follow that religion, the rest will fall in pieces. There is no way you're gonna follow your religion that tells you how good you should build your family. If you do that, we're not gonna get to this point of family divorce. Divorce back home, and we get ahead of ours. But the divorce in Morocco or in North Africa or in Muslim countries is shame. No woman want to be divorced because, and I'm talking back on the days. Nowadays, the things are different.
Mm.
The West culture is taking over this generation, which divorce become normal. You know, having a girl to have sex out of marriage is normal. You know, things that in the past they were like, what? You know, no, it's like normal. Back then, it's shameful. If a woman is divorced, nobody wanna marry her anymore. She's bad. I disagree with that because in my religion, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he married, woman that was divorced, married a woman that was like, for example, a widow. So it's not something you look, but again, there is that culture that gets mixed with the religion, and then you get that confusion. So when women start accepting being treated not good because they don't want to get to that divorce point. So they like to be just take care of their homes, clean, take care of their, which again, I'm not saying we're perfect. There is no society is perfect. There are things that we do that are wrong and should be corrected. And there is things that other cultures they do and should be corrected. So back to what you said, I think respect, follow your religion and do the right things. Keep the family together. Imagine your family is, as you say, I'm like I didn't know a lot about your parents, and I'm learning again about you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But you end up to be a great man. You're one of the people I char, man, I respect, and just how come you are, how respectful you are, how open-minded you are, how religious you are. Even we have different religion, but I respect, the way how you take care of your family, your wife, you do things. Even you say you come from a broken family, but guess what? You are raising a great family. So you're correcting something wrong that happened.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, they didn't do that. A lot of people that comes from broken family, they really end up not good as well.
Yeah, I think of it. I think of it this way, and I'll talk a little bit about it. But I think, for example, to say I'm the person I am, and they're like, "Why are you the way that you are?"
Mm-hmm.
Because I came from a broken family, a chaotic family. I had a lot of hardship,
Yeah.
and you could take me as a terrible person and say, "Why are you the way that you are?" And then I'll say the same thing because had a broken family, because it was chaotic, it was hardship. I can go two ways with it. I can be better, or I can play the victim.
Nah,
So
that's a good
I
way
can
to
learn
look at
just
it.
as much from the things not to do. And I had great parents. I had great grandparents. It was just broken. It was
Yeah.
just disconnected. There was volatility, ups and downs, a lot of inconsistencies. The one consistent person I had in my life was my brother.
Nice.
My brother's older than me, and my brother's disabled. He has autism, high functioning, but it was still apparent. There were still issues, but I just felt like I had to take care of him, and we grew up together, and I was always very defensive over him, and I learned a lot by having to play that role. And
Oh man,
I think that was a huge influence on the way that I became.
it's amazing.
And I had good work ethic from my grandparents.
Yeah.
They put me to work because they were my babysitters pretty much. They were my daycare.
So get to work.
So I get to work
Nice.
because we're clothing you, we're feeding you, we're educating you, because they were the biggest influence on all that stuff. Because my parents were just working to make ends meet with the divorce and everything. So my grandparents had a huge influence on
Nice.
probably
That's
the way I was molded. But anyways, back to you. We're
that's
talking about the
amazing,
family
man.
and the
No,
house and all that.
I'm enjoying actually learning about you
Yeah.
a little, because we worked together. We knew each other for 7 years.
Mhm.
7 years, and
Yeah.
I think this is the first time we kind of get to know each other, like actually in a deep level, a little bit. So that's why I'm actually enjoying listening some from you a little bit as well.
Yeah, it's
But yeah,
beautiful. Like with everything that I'm doing, I think you're guest number 6. I'm trying to, it's almost like a little capsulation of of my guests, of who they are. It's like a piece of art by the end of it. You can look back and reflect. That's kind of the journey
Yeah.
I want to go down, and it's beautiful hearing. I love listening, hearing people's stories in a very intentional mindset. When it's in passing, you get interrupted or you don't have enough time. Like this is dedicated to learning about
Exactly.
you, and yeah.
That's what I say. I was excited to come. I want to do this. It's just what
Mhm.
happened, and all the
You're a busy man.
busy man, right?
Yeah.
We are all busy
Yeah.
people. But yeah, and so take you back again. Let's go back to the we're talking about. And I grew up I wasn't a rich kid. I grew up in a you know uh, call it poor family, but we didn't know better,
Mhm.
so we were rich. We I never had a bad.
Rich in life.
Rich in life. I never had a bad,
Mhm.
like a mattress in bed
Okay.
until my 20s. I, I never had a bed. Always sleep in the floor all my childhood. It's just not me. Me, my brother, my sister, my neighbors, my friends, everyone I know. Everyone sleeps, blankets in the floor, got a pillow, a blanket over you. Happy life. It's just, we didn't know better again.
Mhm.
Morning tea or atay. Every morning, this is breakfast. Atay. Every single morning. Atay, olive oil, if you like olive oil, and jelly, if you're lucky, some jelly, and bread. Breakfast. The day you have egg, I remember when I cook an egg, one egg, I used to add water to it. So it will be more.
Mhm.
I don't know if it works, but
Yeah, we do. I do milk
you do
sometimes.
milk and
Yeah.
water. I didn't know,
Yeah.
yeah. But it was awesome. It was amazing. It was good childhood. I can say that. Lunch and dinners, whatever, leftover and stuff like that. So it's good. I'm not saying this to complain or say I was poor or I was this and I struggled or something. I did not know better. So I enjoyed my childhood. Um, Early age, start working. I start working early, man.
How old were you?
6 maybe.
Working for, like for free or working for
Oh, working to make some money.
to make some money?
Some money, like yeah, yeah.
I didn't know how that worked.
Yeah, how that
If it was to
we don't
provide.
have those rules.
I didn't know if it was to provide for your family or how it went. Because my father grew up and he worked. It was slave labor on the dairy because my grandfather had as many kids as he could to have a workforce, and they just worked for him just to provide and upkeep the dairy. So
Yeah,
he didn't get paid until he was 16,
yeah.
17.
So it's
And then
just
they took about half of his money.
yeah,
My
taxes.
my grandparents. Yeah.
Taxes, I
It was
love
like
it.
so.
Yeah, that's it's not similar because I didn't work for family. I didn't work for
What were you doing?
ready to hear, right?
Yes.
So yeah, so knowing what I already told you, my father, he will never force any one of us to work to provide for the family
Mm.
because he see himself he's the only one responsible for the family. He's not gonna like go work, bring money so we can feed the family. No, he have that honor, crazy honor that he will never, or pride. I think that's the right word. He's he's proud. He'll die in hunger before sending his kids to work.
Mhm.
But cause we want to do stuff, we want to get some money, we want to help somehow. We won't sometimes just work and give your mom, or whatnot. So I did multiple jobs. I sold cigarettes as a kid.
That's awesome. So
Yeah,
selling 6 years old, selling me some
I
cigarettes.
sold cigarettes. So how it works is you buy a 2 package
Mhm.
to get that money to buy those 2 packages. Like it's a struggle first
To get that first one.
to get that first money to buy it, because to
Yeah.
buy a package it was something like 15 dirhams in Morocco, maybe like $1.50, $1.50 to buy a packet. Each packet has 20 cigarettes. I will never forget that. Each packet has 20 cigarettes. One cigarette called casa, like a house in Spanish, casa, and the other one called Marquise. It's a Spanish brand, the Marquise or whatever. So I buy those, and I go in the street with this sign that has like Marlboro or Winston, and I go in the street next to the whatever the market or where the shops are, and it's just like Marquis Casa, Marquis Casa, Marquis Casa, Marquis, you know. And they're like, come here. And I have a lighter. I should have a lighter.
Mm.
So he's like, give me two. So I just grab two, light for him. He smokes or whatever, and he gives me money. So you can make benefit of like maybe each packet, maybe, I don't know, 25 cents. That's the benefit for each packet, but you spend the whole day selling those packages as a kid, and you know, and you feel safe because again, that community, everyone is looking after everyone, you know. But my father, if he knew, I'm screwed. Like,
He wouldn't want you selling cigarettes.
oh, he'll beat the shit. He'll beat me.
It's
can
okay.
cut that.
We know we're free to speak. It's good.
Yeah, he'll beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's. I love my dad to death. I love him. I'll die for my father. I'm scared of my father too. Until today. Like, my father is my idol. Is the man I want to be. If my dad called me right now, not joking, if he calls me, I see him calling me, doesn't matter what I do, I'm going to answer. If he say, Mouhsine, come back, move back to Morocco, this is me telling you, come back here. It's an order. Will not question that. Picking up my family, I'm going. To this point, I'm not exaggerating. I have my life here. I have everything here. He is, I don't know how to explain that, man. But he beat the shit out of me as a kid. He never, though, hit me for no reason. He never smacked me or beat me with a stick or with whatever, you know, because he was mad, because he came home tired. I always get what I deserve. And I'm glad a lot of people would disagree with me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would, but it's the way that you explained that. And I think here in America, for example, we've moved away from that. And I don't know how it is now over there, but just kind of that stereotypical, yeah, the father taking their frustrations and their hardship and their anger out on their family.
Yeah.
Wife beater, child beater. But you explained it a little differently.
It's different. I'm telling you, it's different. And yes, he was using some hard means of punishment, a belt or a stick or whatever, his hands,
I've been whipped with
whatever
a
he
belt
can
before.
show.
Yeah.
We don't believe on smacking on the butt, you know, it's just wherever the punch comes, whatever. And that prevent me from doing crazy things.
Yeah, that fear of your father.
That fear of what I'm gonna get from him prevent me from doing so bad things. As a kid, I told you, if as a kid selling cigarettes,
And
you know,
you had that respect for him too.
you know, I hope he doesn't hear this, but as a kid, as that 6 years old, I smoked cigarettes.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah. You have.
Yeah.
You think people that sells drugs, they never try drugs? You
yeah,
know,
that's probably pretty true for the most part. Yeah.
You gotta
Eventually.
you know, but I remember the first time I was like, couldn't breathe, you know. And that influence of the surrounding of the kids making trouble and the trouble of like, at 8 years old, Benny, This is, I don't know if I want to say it or no, but I'll say it. We come home once. My father wasn't home. My big brother was home. But I wasn't even, it was this outside of the house. I was coming on. He was coming out. He grabbed me like this. Come here. He looked at me. I had glue right here. He grabbed it. What is this? I was sniffing glue as a kid. With my friends, you get high. You're out and about. You are free. So you see someone, over here, we did a gang as kids, right?
Oh, okay.
Like you don't want to be cool. It's a childhood, man. It's
Yeah.
childhood. And
Yeah.
then with the piece of glass, we all try to make a heart right here. Like bloody. I still have some marks right here from it. I'll show you later.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to be cool. And I was like, just be rough. Did those things as kids, they're wrong. Sniffing glue, smoking cigarettes as a kid. If my father knew, my brother beat me up, but he knows he cannot tell my father. Because if my father knows, my brother will cry watching me getting punished for it.
Brother had your back, but he was also trying to set
But
you straight.
also he'll tell my mom, and my mom will beat the shit out of me too. My mom will never tell my dad.
Dad was last resort.
Oh, there is no last. I don't remember ever doing crazy thing or doing something, and anyone of my family will tell my dad. Because when my dad is mad at me, or he want to like go to the room, he sent me to get the stick and go to the room and wait for me. That's the worst thing ever. He used to be waiting. Then when he comes, he closed the door with the key. He is so strict. He wants me to be good at any price. And he's a teacher. And in school, I get beat up too. And all the kids do. And it's not just me. It's my friends, my neighbors, every parents. Your neighbor can smack you if you do something in the street. You don't go to your dad, my neighbor smacked me. So I grew up in a different way. So I worked, back to the jobs. I sold cigarettes. I sold plastic bags in the weekly market. So we do weekly market when we have an area where people comes once a week. It was every Tuesday from different towns, different villages, different small whatever tribes. They come and they sell their goods, right? Some they sell vegetables and fruit and used clothes and whatnot, but it's just once a week. So everyone comes from those villages and gathers in one area. So it's a lot of people. It only happens once a week. It's where you buy your food for the week. It's where you buy your sugar for the week. You buy everything for the week. So I used to go with my friends and I buy plastic bags and sell them. Each one was 10 cents. The big one, 10 cents, 10 cents. And because people want to put their vegetables, so I scream. And the whole day selling to make like, what is like what? Maybe $1 the whole day to make $1. And then that dollar, either you buy something for sale or you give to your mom or you give to whatever, to help out a little bit and whatnot. Or you go to that weekly market and you just, hey, can I work for you for the day? To people that sells vegetables. Like, okay, so you imagine as 10 years old, man, picking up all these big boxes of vegetables out of a huge truck down and then sell the whole day and put them back. If any left over, clean up and everything for 5 dirhams, which is $50. I remember one day, man, I will never forget this, Benny. I worked my ass off with this guy that he's random. He came from a different village or whatever. I worked so much until we finished the day, put everything in the truck, closed the truck. He started the truck and he just left.
Just left you in the dust.
Just left. and pay me.
Wow.
I was like, man, all day from 6 in the morning
Did you hunt
to
him down?
5 p.m. Like, I'm just
Oh man.
like, but it is what it is. So did that every summer, every weekend. I tried to work at something. I did a lot of jobs as a kid, a lot of jobs as a teenager. I worked as a welder helper. Imagine, I was mesmerized with the welding. I was just watching it, bare eyes.
Oh, that's cool.
It's cool, but I had a rough night.
Uh-huh.
Like all my eyes were like, couldn't open my eyes
You
because I
just
was
looked directly
staring a
at it?
lot. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, inhaling that. There is no PPE.
Learn
You
the hard
know,
way. Yeah.
did some stuff, man. Did some stuff, and that's a nonstop. I'm telling you, that's a nonstop. Working. And it's just
Until what age? Like what age you were working? What age was it an option or maybe an even idea in your head that you thought
al-
about leaving?
it's always been an option.
Yeah.
It's always been an option. It's just you always want to help. You always want to. You see it. Your heart is telling you, man, help out a little bit. You know, do something. Sometimes just to don't ask for anything, you can provide it for yourself. You can buy your own pen, you can buy your own book, you can buy your own whatever for school. Maybe you can buy shoes you want. Maybe you can, that's something you take away from your father to don't spend on you, right? Or you want to help your brother with something, or you want to help your mom. It's always circle around your family. It's always been like that, like nonstop. Uh, as I say, it's never. And I was the one at the house. I was tough, always the one like get in trouble for doing things like that. I was always nonstop, and got to age of, I think I was 15 when I first time I went to visit my sister who got married. She was living in a city in the coast, in the Atlantic Ocean, called Agadir. I went visit my sister. It's the first time I've seen the ocean in my life. First time I see a big city in my life.
Yeah. What went through your
Man.
head?
Oh, I still remember what I was wearing that day. I was in a bus for hours and hours overnight, sleeping, throwing up. Never used to that. Like, that motion sickness and everything.
Oh wow, really?
Oh, yeah. I was.
You hadn't been in a vehicle very
yeah,
much.
I was
like a long trek.
that was a bad trip. And I traveled by myself. So 15, 14, travel by yourself. You don't, first time. Yeah, got there. And when I went to my sister, she lived in a farm. And that farm owned by the king of Morocco. He owns tons of farm and her husband works there and they have a house inside the farm. So he got me a job while on my vacation to work in that farm. So I used to wake up at 4 in the morning and go and remove. So they were doing corn. And corn, they had like a plastic on the floor, on the ground, like digged, and the corn grows through the plastic.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So my job was to remove all that plastic from the ground and get in French they call it goutte à goutte, is the tube or the hose that drip inside. It just stays there. So I have to roll all of that, and I had to do like 10 times 100 meters, 10 of them every 100 meters. Anyway, I had to do a lot. I was working my ass off, man. It was sunny. That place is always hot. There's so much for a vacation. But when I got paid, man, I was amazing. The first time I get that much of money.
Wow.
Yeah, I get paid. I took my my nephew. I took him and I bought him clothes. I spend that money buying clothes for myself, for my family. It's always about them. I just crazy. So yeah, then your eyes start getting wide. You see the ocean. You see the world is more than your little village that you spent 16 years on, living there, 15 years living there. There is more to see. And as I said, then you start knowing more. Remember we were talking about we didn't know better?
You're exposed to a little
So
bit
you
more.
start to get exposed, exactly.
Yeah.
You start to get exposed. Back to my village. And I was good at school, by the way. I was very, very good at school. Even I don't study home. I get beat up for not do my homework and stuff, but I always get good results at school until college. Then
You get
things
distracted.
happened. Yeah, I got distracted. Yes, you have to.
Yeah, you got exposed a little too much.
Yeah, exactly. So did my school, played a lot of soccer in my life, played a lot of games, broke myself so many times, broke my arm playing soccer, broke my foot, broke my fingers, my toes. I have a lot of, I witnessed, we go swimming those little, how do you call them, like a pond? There is water that doesn't move, just there. It's green.
Yeah, usually, yeah, stinky a little
So
bit.
yeah, swim there. I had a friend of mine drown there while I was there. So he just jumped, never come out.
Were you with him? When
Oh yeah, we were there. Yeah, we ran and we got people to come help because you cannot see anything.
Wow.
We're not like good swimmers. We just like
So
frogs.
he wasn't a good swimmer, or did he?
It's a weird way to swim. We don't call it swimming. We just call it like doing whatever. It's not huge like swimming pool. It's like the size of this room, and you just jump and go to the other side, quick like a dog. Just some people didn't know how to swim, of course, but I don't think he did. So he sank, and I think he got stuck between two rocks in the bottom, and he never came back.
Oh my!
So you go through those traumas in life.
How old were you when that happened?
Oh, true. 9?
Wow.
9?
9 years old.
Oh,
And was that like your first death experience?
yeah. That was first. Second one was no. The first one was my grandfather. The one we talked about, the first thing, but that's just
but
different.
not necessarily a traumatic event.
Not traumatic event. That was expected.
Yeah,
He was sick and whatnot.
Wow.
That one, and then was crossing to go to that weekly market one day, maybe at 10 or 11. And while crossing, there is a place we call it Sid, or a cascade. It's just a name. It's not a cascade. It's just from that ceiling to the hair, and it's just a little bit water coming, and it's just another pond. And I was crossing, and there is a guy naked, face down, and I saw him. He's like dead. What he was doing, he was washing his clothes there.
Okay.
And then he slipped, and he's an old man, and I remember he was like, balloon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's kind of, those things as a kid, it just stays in your head. And it's just like, was it a dream? Was it true? Things like that.
Yeah, it's a young age. So I don't know how that affected you, but
it's weird. We don't see that as young age. As a young age, you grow up like a man.
Yeah. I see kids handle death differently. There's a certain age where it changes, but like, my kids have experienced some funerals and stuff, but it's almost like it's not real to them. They process it differently.
They see in cartoons, they see in movies. So it's kind of like they're already exposed to it through the TVs and whatnot. So when they see it in real life, it's actually still, is it a dream? Is it true? Is it not true?
Like, yeah, children have a better way of dealing with some of that stuff. They're a little more disconnected, and they move on. If someone that you love, someone's your best friend, they don't want you to wallow in pity, and they want you to live your life, but still remember and respect them.
Oh, definitely.
But you can't let that get the best of you.
No, you can't, and that's where mental strength is. It's like when you go to the gym and you work out to work your muscles.
Yeah,
mental strength is something like that. It's similar. And I always go back and I go to religion sometimes and just keep going to praying and just like for us, praying 5 times a day or bowing to the ground and just spiritually be there with God and just like makes you strong, man.
Mhm.
It does. It actually
does.
click things in you, and you go through traumas in life, and sometimes it's just you need time by yourself.
You
That's
do.
you are working on it. The moment you give up and the moment you just go down that route and you just like it doesn't end up good. So work out your spirit, work out as well your mental health. And this is a message for everyone. Mental health is can be cured sometimes just by talking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
sometimes
no pill that's going to make it better. You have to change something in your life.
you have
So
to.
if you're in that position, something in your life
Mm.
needs to change.
Mm-hmm.
You need to find a higher purpose. You need to
Find
find
God.
something bigger than yourself. You need to do more for yourself and for others.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not doing enough for others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not about you. It's not all about you.
Find a purpose. You sit down and you play video games all day, your mental health plummets.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
not doing anything for anybody, only for yourself, and you're hurting yourself by
Yeah.
doing it. It's just one example that's very common
Definitely.
nowadays.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
you
I
know,
totally agree. And this is again a message for people. It's find a purpose. Stay strong. There is always something worth living for. There's always something. It's not always about you again.
mhm.
Can find something in doing something else more meaningful. Go volunteer at something. Go help someone. Go. You might find even yourself, man, actually I have a purpose. Anyways, yeah. So that's just off the record, but in the record too.
Yeah.
So yeah, at 2003. So I'm sure I'm skipping tons of event in my life.
So
Being a
much.
child, so much.
Mhm.
Being a child was not a child, was being a man. You know, as a child, it literally feels like you're a man as a child. You're a trouble, you do things, you do crazy things, you work, you understand the business, you understand how things worth, how much things worth, you understand where you spend money, you understand like, hey, this doesn't work that way. You understand conversations and how to be respectful to elderly, how to don't, you know, it's a very weird concept actually. When they talk about my generation, the boomers, whatever. What's my generation? You could call
What
it.
are we?
What's the not the I know there's generation
Well, I
X, there is
mean, are you a
generation
millennial? You
millennial.
would fall in that category, probably. Yeah.
But I'm not, because when I talk to people older than me, I found that
You don't
like
relate.
no, I'm I relate to actually a generation before or more. I think it's because of
Yeah.
the how I grew up
Yeah, but America versus from
versus the
Morocco. Yeah.
third world
So
countries.
yeah, I don't
And
think millennial really applies
no, it
over there to
doesn't.
there in
It
Morocco.
doesn't.
So
It doesn't.
yeah.
So yeah, my father become a school principal.
So promotion.
He was promoted to school principal, and for years before, and then I was also a student in his school, and he was a strict school principal. Even the teachers are scared of him. Teachers, there is no way you do something wrong. Under my father's watch, you do things right. You do things wrong, you don't want to know. This is my father. He believed with values of his father. His values just strict. You have a phone, and this is when we moved to the city, and like later in life. And that phone is like unlimited data, unlimited whatever as principal. They ask him for a phone call. You won't get a phone call. This is a phone was given to me but for a purpose to use for work. Here is money. Go charge your phone and do your call. You will never use this phone
Oh,
because
wow.
those are values.
Mhm.
Right is right, wrong is wrong. No
Mhm.
matter what it is, the truth is going to come out of my father's mouth.
Mhm.
He will never lie. He will never say wrong. He's always strict. And this is what I love about him.
Mhm.
You don't see that anymore.
No, it's fading.
Oh, he's
Mhm.
he's something else, man. I'll show you his picture. He's like this, but he's funny too.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
funny.
I'd love to share
Yeah,
or to show any photos that you have that you want to
yeah.
give.
I can
Yeah.
share some. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's funny
I'll
too.
put him in through the conversation and
Yeah,
at the beginning.
yeah.
So I'd love to see pictures.
We
Yeah.
do that. That sounds good. So
Yeah.
yeah, my father realized that we are living in a place that has no future for his kids. That
Okay.
we're living in a village full of zero hopes. You cannot actually, you cannot be anything except nothing in that village. Well, what's the best thing? You can be a teacher.
You know what? One
I
second.
love it.
1 second. I gotta
Yeah.
take care of the
All
cat.
right, go ahead. I love it.
I knew at some point we were gonna get interrupted. Better pollinate here. Hey.
Yeah. I
All right.
forgot something important, man.
Oh yeah, back from the break. What did you forget?
Back from the break. I talked a lot about my dad, my mom. Man, my mom needs wings and she'll be an angel. My mom is the most loving, sacrificing, unbelievable, magical woman, man. She's my hero. She's the sweetest woman I ever met in my life. I still tell my wife, till today, tell my wife, you are the second best mom I ever know. She doesn't like it, but I won't lie. She's the second best mom I know. First one is my mom. I will never change this when I tell my wife that she's the best
And
mother.
she knows you think that, right? Your mom.
Oh, she does.
Yeah.
She does. She give us, imagine being pregnant, having a baby in your back, right? While taking care of other kids, and
Mm.
washing dishes in the floor, and taking care of the house, giving birth to 6 kids, not in the hospital, home,
Mm.
just with the help of her mom or the help of the neighbor. And then the next day, she's already doing chores in the house. Tough as a wall. And her heart is, I live with her prayers. I survive with her prayers. I exist with her prayers, man.
Mm.
She is the mother I hope all people have. Her smile is always there. She's always smiling, even when she's so struggling. She went through a lot in her life. A lot. Things I cannot even share. I talk to her almost every day. Until today. The hardest thing for her is me leaving, coming to the US. Me seeing her tears and crying when she gets emotional, or even when I tell her I miss you and she starts crying. It breaks my heart. So without my mom, the dad is putting us the strictness to the right, the be a man, have values, keep your promises, don't be scared. There is nothing can scare you in this world except God. You know, the only scary thing is God. If you don't do right, right? So the mom putting you the mercy, putting you that love, putting you that soft part that you have. You know, your father, you're not allowed to cry. If you cry, what? You're a woman? You know, your mom will want you to cry, want you to be. So it was a mixture between the two.
Mhm.
The most gentlest woman in life and the hardest man in life I knew put together in one house to raise 6 kids. And the 6 kids the results is to be, this is me and my brothers and sisters.
Mhm.
We have, my wife even, she's like, how I never seen in my life a strong relationship between brothers and sisters like you guys. We talk every day. I mean, when I say every day, I'm not even joking. It's only if I like, because of the time difference between Morocco and US, we sometimes like, I go to work, I have to be at work at 6:30 in the morning. I just, even when I drive, I just try to get that 5-10 minutes call, video call. We do video call every
Mhm.
day. Yeah. We can call them maybe, say hi to them.
That's so special.
Yeah. We should call and say hi, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, come on.
yeah. What time is it?
Yeah. It is. Not for sure. I got the clock running. I don't
Yeah.
know what
Well,
time it is.
we'll
but,
see. So,
um,
so my mom, that's the key. You're talking about me being nice or me being smile. That's the mom side of me.
yeah.
And
No, yeah, that makes perfect sense too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm so glad you touched on that because when you say that, your family's that example of that nuclear family, that close knit family that has the father figure and it has the mother figure, and it's one of the biggest problems and missing pieces that we have over here. And it's I'm only exposed to America. Might be spreading worldwide, but there's so many houses that are broken that don't have the father figure or they don't have the mother figure. And even if they do have one or the other, or they have both and it's not a happy, cohesive
Mhm.
relationship,
Mhm.
it's such a big
It
factor of
is.
why the world is going the way it is right now. And we need to bring back that nuclear family. We need to
I agree with
bring back exactly what you just
you. I
talked
agree
about.
with you.
It's such a beautiful thing. And
It's the materialistic.
it's possible, and we see it. It's far and few, but
And that's why, they say, my wife, she's so insistent and she's so big at raising our kids the way I was raised.
that's awesome.
She wants them to be Muslim, even she's not.
She's Christian.
She's Christian, but she doesn't practice.
Mm-hmm.
But she's consider herself Christian, and we get to that.
Yeah.
But she love my family. My family love her so much. She's actually part of, my parents and my brothers, they consider her as another sister to them, and like no difference between her and the rest of the siblings. So yeah, so my father decided to move us from that village, and we go to a city called Meknes. Meknes is an imperial city in Morocco. Imperial city means at time before it used to be a capital of Morocco that has a sultan. Sultan is the king. Sultan. I don't know if you heard that
I
word
have,
before.
yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Meknes, and that's in the 17th century when it was, and it's an old city, like very magical. Very 44 kilometers of walls surrounding the city, like that, built in the 17th century with the slaves and with whatever, the biggest war, like big army. It's just a history speaking that city. So when we moved to that big city, and when everything changed, everything about me changed in that city. My father became a principal in a school in that city. So we had a house in the school. So we lived inside the school. So I got to go to high school just 100 yards from my house. It's very close. But at the same time, I was very, very newcomer. Do you use that, newcomers?
Mm-hmm.
I was that
You're an
guy.
outsider.
Outsider who comes, you got an accent. Even within Morocco, you get the accent of a
Oh, really?
villager,
Okay.
of a,
So
call
you're
it
like a
Arabi.
redneck coming up to Idaho.
Exactly. Going to New York.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's a better example.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah, Idaho, we kind of have our own
That's a good-
accent.
yeah.
too.
So you still got the accent, which is in the Moroccan dialect. You got the accent, so you gotta fit in, and it's just hard to fit in. What helped me fit in is, one, playing sports. So I was playing handball. I don't know if you know what handball is, big in Africa and Europe. It's like a 6 versus 6, but we give a ball to each other and try to make a goal.
Okay.
So handball, I played soccer, and I was good. So I was a goalkeeper as well. So I was good. Then it makes my life easy to make friends. I made a few friends that become really still my friends till today, really close friends. That's 2003. And I started hanging out with troublemakers, at school to be the cool kid. So year by year, I start fitting. So 2003, I had a huge accident. I got hit by a car while playing soccer in the street. So my father wasn't home. My mom wasn't home. They were traveling back to the village, I think. It was just my sister and my older brother. So I got hit by a car. Um, there were two cars coming. It was at night. I was playing soccer. So I stopped till the first one passed and I ran. I thought it was only one because I only saw the first flashlights.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second one just like hit me.
Did you roll over the top or go under?
No, it has kind of a little flat front, kind of.
Okay.
So it hit me, and then when I fall, I broke my ankle both sides
Mm-hmm.
on the sidewalk. Hit that corner, the ball just exploded, soccer ball exploded into the tires, and I was like, I remember, what happened to the ball? Like, man, look at your leg. So I had to do surgery, but I was waiting for an ambulance for about 45 minutes to get there. It's one of those things. It's Morocco. It's third world. It's not America, right? You don't have to respond like no. You have to be out of the station within a minute, right? It's
a little different
It's like, wait, let's finish breakfast.
We'll get to you when
first.
we can.
Yes, you just wait. You just. So yeah, it was tough. I had to do nails and screws and whatnot in my foot back then. It's 21 years ago, more.
They still in there? Did they take them out?
No, just 1 year and removed them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of was a little kickback for me to don't continue on sports and stuff. Oh, after that, got my high school degree, and yeah, I was really really good with ladies. Had so many friends.
Oh, that's what that little smirk was.
No, I just like you got the age of your teenager and you want to hang out with friends and stuff like that. So yeah, I loved it. I loved my life. I start to enjoy what I'm. I still go work. I still find the jobs. I'm just hungry to work. I didn't have to. I still go work in restaurants, like just cooking food in the kitchen or cleaning, whatever. I worked in we call it teleboutique, which is like a phone store when people come and put money to call. You know that phone? You put money like quarters and you call.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It used to be, so I would watch one of those. Worked in welding again. Finished high school. I did a lot of also when I went to McNass. I was camp counselor. So we used to take kids camping and watching kids in the mountains and do activities with them and songs and art and stuff like that. So I was a little involved with things. I was hungry. I remember first time I went to a movie theater. We had a movie theater like it's not the Village at Meridian. It's old, like we're talking about the French during the colonization that built that place. So you go in, it smells like pee and stuff. But still, I never been to one, so I just want to go to one. So I went.
This is your first time going to a theater?
It's the first time, yeah.
Wow.
I was in high school. It's the first time. So I sneaked in. I sneaked out. Sneaked in or sneak out?
You sneaked in, yeah.
Sneaked in, yeah. So I sneaked in somehow because I didn't have money and I walked so long to get there, asking people where is it because I'm still new to the place. That was the first 2 months when I moved. Watched a movie. I remember exactly what I watched. It was a Bollywood movie called Verzara. It's a Hindi or Bollywood movie. So I remember watching that movie there. I came out just happy. So happy. It's a movie theater, man. It's just always want to do that. It's one of the things I just got to get to know. So I started working, as I say, got my high school diploma, went to college. Went to college. I did sociology in college. And since when I got to college, things start changing dramatically in my life. Being a kid, everyone's dream in Morocco is to go to Europe. I didn't mention that. Everyone's dream is to immigrate to Europe because over there is beautiful women, the money, there is jobs, you come back rich, bring a nice car.
Specifically Europe.
Specifically Europe.
Yeah.
America was
that frowned upon?
too far.
Okay. Was it too far? Too
far,
outside
too rich.
culture and too not aligning with your values even back
No,
then?
no,
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with
Okay,
values. America is, oh man, America was beyond the dream.
Gotcha. So it was
It was the impossible. It's like I want a nice BMW,
Mm.
you know, and America is like a Bugatti or
Yeah.
something like that will never happen. I just want a nice BMW. America, because it's, and we grew up watching like some Rambo, Rambo 1, 2, 3, you know,
And Rocky. And all that,
yeah. I grew up. I watched like, and this one I say watch is like the person that has TV or whatever. We go watch. What's his name? Watched Bruce Lee.
Mhm.
And I remember Bruce Lee's fight with Chuck Norris. I don't know if you remember that one. Chuck Norris,
Mhm.
right? And the Police Academy.
Oh, really?
I watched that Police Academy so many times because we have the cassette, the
Oh, yeah.
HV, whatever, the
Mhm. Yeah. Those old VHS.
old VH. Yes. Police.
Yeah.
Do you know Police Academy?
Yes, I do. Yeah, my dad.
Officer Maloney
my dad would
and
have
that
it
guy's
on,
like,
yeah.
I love it. Yeah. So yeah, we Bob Marley, Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
Mike Jordan. So all those
American.
you cannot even
influences.
imagine. They were known in my small village.
Yeah.
See, this is the middle of nowhere.
Mhm.
They still know those people.
Interesting.
They were famous beyond the borders and beyond even how they were great. They're legends, man.
Mhm.
And so where were we at? Remind me.
It was the dream to immigrate to Europe.
Yeah, so it was every kid till today. It's like we're talking about Mexicans trying to come to Morocco. To America.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of similar. Morocco and Spain is 9 miles away.
Yeah.
It's
that
just
tip there.
across of the Strait of Gibraltar.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people, they immigrate in boats, in whatever, you know, just try to go at night. The dream is to be there. And that was my dream too. I want to go to Europe so bad.
Okay.
I want to go. I want to find that Moroccan European woman who lives there and marry her or something and get.
Do you have an area in mind, or
That doesn't matter because
you just
Europe you
figure
can
it out.
get, France, Spain. We prefer France or Belgium because we speak French.
Okay.
So there's something, when you grew up as kids, you speak Moroccan dialect. That's the Moroccan language.
Yes.
Then as a Berber, we speak Berber with our grandparents, or my parents, they speak Berber to each other. So it's the Amazigh, which I talked to you about, our native language. It's like talking about Apaches or the Navajo,
Comanche.
Navajo, like the language is similar to that. Then, because they're not written languages, they're only spoken languages. In school, we have to study in Arabic, which is the language of the Quran, the holy book.
So many languages.
So you have, so you're exposed to that. It's not something, cool. I want to learn so many languages, I'm excited. No, it's just, that's the path, that's your life. So you learn Arabic, and in school, you're forced to also take French. When you're like 7 years old, 8 years old or something, you start all your life, you're studying French in school, the rest of your life. So English in high school, you start learning a little bit, or Spanish.
Can I mention one thing?
Yeah.
So for those of you who make fun of people who speak multiple languages and have trouble sometimes, you're the unintelligent one. They're speaking 3-4 languages. You're so intelligent to be able to speak many different languages. So I just want to say that. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's actually, but it's not because I want to learn it.
Yeah.
I grew up
But it
learning.
makes you there's an intelligence level
It
behind
is.
it.
I
Yeah.
think.
Because when you're a sponge as a kid and you expose them early, they're going to be able to. It's hard learning a language, another language as an adult compared to a child.
Yes.
I've tried and it's a struggle. Even in high school, it was hard. But we don't get exposed till middle school, high school. Usually, you got to go younger.
Yeah, that's true. I love talking to some most of Americans actually. And it's like, yeah, I took 2 years of French in high school, but
Yeah.
I speak just a little un petit peu.
I
You
know.
know?
I'm not stereotypical. I went and took German, and I can't even speak it anymore. I mean,
German is an angry language. Yeah, I love it. So, and that's where the love of languages comes, and you just like it's just exposed to those languages throughout your life, except English. English has a different story with me. How I learned English, because till now I didn't even mention I speak English.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're here, we're at high school, we're almost at college, right?
Okay.
And I still don't speak English.
Wow, you speak so well.
No, I'm trying though.
No, you do.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that accent, you know. No, just kidding. So when I went to college, that was 2005. I graduated high school in 2005. 2006 and 2007 was a struggle because 2006 and 2007, I went to college, but for the 2 years I was in college, I wasn't going to school. I wasn't attending classes. I was just playing sports with college nonstop. Sports and ladies. Hanging out with friends and just the cool, because I started that cool clique in high school.
Yeah.
We moved all together to college. So we've been doing cool stuff, and we've been, but at the same time, work in my mind is nonstop. I need to make money to buy this. I need to make money to help with that. I need to make money. So I worked again, more jobs and more jobs and more jobs. I don't, man, since I told you I started working, I didn't stop till today. I haven't stopped yet. Except when I'm at school, I don't work. Dang, it's crazy, you know. Life is, but work is, in my religion, work is worshiping too.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of it. So yeah, college, those 2 years went rough. It went fast and rough. 2008, the biggest two changes in life happened. I started reaching that level of giving up, just mad, just there is no future. It's not like in the US, you go and you can get a job in McDonald's, or you get a job in Dutch Bros, and there is, or job in a warehouse, or these jobs left and right in the US. Over there, it's not.
Really?
There is no jobs. It's hard to find a job. It's almost impossible to find a job. You gotta know someone who knows someone, or things like that. Which is rough. And 2008 came. It was summer of 2008, and I'm still in college. Didn't graduate, didn't get anywhere, but still going to college. I met an American group of students. For the first time, I get exposed to American people. They came to my university to study abroad. They came from different universities, from Colorado, from whatever. You go to Morocco to study abroad in Meknes, Moulay Ismail University. I saw them, I was like, whoa, what's that? So cool. White people. What are they doing here? So I just got curious, you know. And I remember I was brave enough to approach, try to make friends, but I didn't speak English, didn't speak language. I just know a few words here.
Yeah.
Hey, hi, how are you? Yeah, my name, you know, stuff like that. So I get to know that group a little bit. they become my best friends.
That's
So
cool.
I start going out, taking them out, go party, go, travel. They take me to their home. I'm Americans, It's like they have the American pie life. So I was exposed to the American culture a little bit. And yeah, so they left and I kept that relationship with them. Like, I think Facebook was a thing back then. It's the first time I had a Facebook. I think it
It
was
was starting around there. Yeah.
it's the 2008, I think, where I have my first Facebook. They created my account.
Yeah.
My account was created by those American kids. And I still in touch with them till today.
Oh, really?
2008. That's
Uh-huh.
what, 15 years, something like that?
Mhm.
Or more? Is it more?
Oh, just a little bit more.
A little
Not
bit
much,
more.
yeah.
Ugh,
Not much.
No much,
16,
no
yeah.
much. Like,
Yeah.
I'm old. I'm old. That group left. So I got to know their director, who speaks French, Portuguese. He learned Arabic back in Morocco. He's American. His dad is Iranian. His mom is American. He's from DC. So he's the resident director of their program. And he became my best friend until today. He's my best friend. We shared everything. We're good friends. He's my brother. He's the first one I traveled to the US with, not my wife. So his name is Daniel. Say hi to Daniel if you see this. So Daniel, that group left. I hang out with Daniel a lot. The second group came. Okay. So here is the twist where it comes. The other group that comes has my wife in it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Has a girl in it. So I was in the downtown, the city, with one of the students from the previous group who stayed a little bit longer. We were walking and I see 5 girls, 4 girls, 5 girls walking in the street. And it's like, man, some American girls. It's like, yeah. So let's go talk to them. So it's like, okay. We went. It was like, hey, hi, this is Gabriel. I remember the name. This is Gabriel. I called him Jesus because he had the long hair. This is Gabriel. And we start talking to them. It's like, yeah, you guys want to go have a tea in a coffee shop. So we went to this creepy, there is a room and there is a little between the levels. There is a room that we climb on and we just sit in there on a coffee. We start talking to them. First question I asked the first girl, do you have a boyfriend? She said, no. Yes, I do. So, do you have a boyfriend? She's like, no. The other one, do you have a boyfriend? No. That's my questions. That's the only word I kind of know, like I went to Alexa. I asked her, do you have a boyfriend? She said, no. I said, yes. And she started laughing. That was the first conversation between me and my wife right now. So
do you ever remind her?
I was like, man, the American dream. I get that green card, man.
Ticket.
So yeah, and I had a friend of mine who speaks good English, and we start hanging out. Me and her, my friend, and another American girl, an African American. His name is Bridget. And my friend was translating to me a lot between me and my wife, between me and my girlfriend back then. English, because I didn't speak English. My English was really horrible. So I hated it. There are things I don't want him to say, I don't want him to know. So days passed, and weeks passed. We traveled together in Morocco. We got to know each other. We are first kids, stuff like that.
So you guys hit it off real fast.
Oh, really, really fast.
Yeah.
Really, I don't waste time, man. I didn't waste time. She's a white girl, man. I'm not gonna, you don't see those. It's like rare for us. It's like,
okay.
it's back then. It's things are different. The program finished. She left. She left to the US because she was a student in Seattle University. Right?
Was that hard?
It wasn't. Ish, because it was a fun. You know,
Yeah, it was like a fling.
we were kids. I was
Mhm.
21, I think. She was
Very
20.
young still.
So we were just like having a serious, intense fun. She left. Next group came. I met a friend whose name is Catherine Kirkland. She lives in Colorado right now. We're still in touch. She's an American student again that comes to the same university. So I'm always, every group that comes, Mo comes, make friends. Mo is the guy who's like,
Oh,
even
the
the director is
Moroccan.
like, don't trust people, trust Mo.
Mm.
They call me Mouhsine.
So you got to be your presidential slogan.
It is.
Even though you can't.
Don't trust, trust Mo. Yeah, that's a good slogan.
Yeah.
And that's it. My life become the American people. And I get to know a lot about them, the diversity of Americans, the culture of Americans, what they think, how they are, how they talk, how they swear, how they love. How I learned a lot about Americans during my time as a student.
Mhm.
Why I mentioned that girl I met next is because one day was Eid. Eid is a celebration, and this is the second big things that happened that year. And the Eid is the celebration for Muslim people that happen after the Ramadan, the month we fast when we celebrate the end of Ramadan, or on the sacrifice days. So we have two Eids in Islam. On the Eid, I called her. I say, hey, Kita, call her Kita. Come over. We're having some cookies and tea in me and my friend in his house. Come, it's just so you celebrate I want to share that culture with you. I want to share how we celebrate the Eid with you. She's like, do you mind if I bring a friend? I'm like, yeah, bring that friend. Of course. Friend came. His Moroccan friend. It was her boyfriend.
Mhm.
He came. They stayed in. We had tea. We had cookies and everything. I didn't know the guy. I didn't know who he is. I never met him. Guy who wears like sunglasses during the day and night, inside and out, because it's like his eyes are very sensitive to light. We host them properly, the Moroccan way. And he's like, okay, my turn to host you guys. Like, okay, let's go. Get out. We jumped in his car. Oh, you have a car? If you have a car, you're wealthy. At least you're not poor. In America, you can be broke and you still have a nice car. Jumped in his 4x4. We call it 4x4. It's SUV.
Yep.
In Morocco, we call it kat or 4x4.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So we jumped in his SUV. We went to the supermarket. He spent about $300 just for groceries. That's a salary.
Mm.
This is a rent and a whole month of living, spending groceries. Took me to his house, not his house, an apartment where he, his own. It's like your place. I never spent the night outside of my house, man. I spent 3 nights over there. Didn't go back. After that 3 nights, and it's a party place. We partied so much there. Party nonstop. Everything is there. Anything you can imagine is there. Like, literally.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
So it was fun. I loved it. I was young. I was funny. I was a little attractive. I was not
Kid
as
in a
ugly
candy
as right
store.
now.
Yeah.
But anyways, we had a good time. And he asked me, he said, hey, I work in a factory, a brick factory. He asked me, he's like, I work there and we just give a punishment to someone who counts the bricks outside of the factory, the trucks that takes the bricks to leave. He counts the bricks. He did something wrong, and so they give him like a 1 week. You're not allowed to come to work, whatever. He's like, I need someone there, and I want you to do that job just for 1 week. I was like, yeah, of course, man, anything for you. Went for a week, did the job. I did the job right, I guess. I learned during that week When he comes to the factory, and everyone, they call him the boss. Hey boss, hey boss, hey boss, hey boss, hey boss, and he's doesn't smile there. He's a different person there. He owns the business,
Mm.
and I'm talking about multi-million-dollar factory, like multi-million dollars in Morocco. So he's a humble guy. He doesn't like hanging out with rich people. He doesn't like. He just very humble. Like he likes ordinary people. So it's where my life changed. He offered me a full-time job there to work at the factory. So I left college to work there, and I went to production now. I start work. He's like, just learn. I don't want you to do anything. I want you to learn. Spend these few months just learning. You're gonna get paid, but just learn. So I go. I just learned production. I learned everything. 6 months later, I become almost the manager. Not almost. I become a manager there, and I moved from anywhere to live with him. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Ooh,
You're good.
ooh, I thought it's like a
Little
cup.
bump.
So I moved from my house, or from where I used to live, or to full time with him in his villa, in his mansion. Him, his mom, in a huge house with a swimming pool, with maids, with drivers.
Wow.
It's just his
Oh.
mom fell in love with me. She loved me like her son until today. They are very wealthy family, very respectable family, very well known of their seriousness, and they will never take yours. They will never do wrong. They always do right. They take care of charity behind the scenes. Nobody knows what charity they do. They're amazing family. They had a huge farm. They had the properties all over Morocco, lands, houses, everything like that. So I was technically adopted by this family. I worked for them. I give sweat and blood to that job. It was the hardest job I've done in my life till today. Think my academy is hard. That was the hardest job in my life. We used to production of over 400 tons of bricks a day. 400 like European, whatever, tons. 400 tons of bricks every day. Just electricity, we pay $30,000 a month. Electricity, just the bill for electricity. That's not including over 100 employees. So made my way to be just me and the boss. He's my boss, the owner, then me, then everyone else. I worked 3 years. We built a new factory there. So every new deal with engineers, deal with the sales, deal with everything. I learned a lot during that job. But at the same time, I had so much fun because he used to travel a lot. So everywhere he goes, he takes me with him. He goes anywhere, he takes me with him. Everywhere. So I had a job, stable job. I lived with him. I didn't know how much I'm getting paid per month. Every time he puts something in my account, I was just his brother.
Wow.
Yeah. So life, God just worked that for me. I called my wife. I called Alexa on the phone. One after she left, just maybe a month or so after she left. And that was the change of the relationship between me and her. Because during that time, it was, we're done. We never talked for a month after she left. Or I don't remember how long. I give her a call. She was shocked. She was really shocked that I called her. And that just ignited a serious relationship that's still on fire. She came back the next year. She spent 2 months here with me. Then she went back to graduate, I believe. And then she moved for good to Morocco to stay with me.
Oh, she came over to
She
you.
came to Morocco in
Oh.
2009 or 2010, something like that. She came back and she worked as a teacher in Rabat, the capital of Morocco. She taught in the American Language Center. So she was a teacher. She teaches Moroccans English. She didn't like the teaching. She doesn't want to be a teacher, but she, as I say, love what you do till you do what you love. Kind of just love it, man, until you find something you actually love, but just for no love what you're doing. She did that for a year. Then she moved to my city, Meknes. It's where my father came in place. 2010, I think, somewhere like that. My father called me. He's like, look, got two options. Man, I'm there. I have a job, right? Or whatever. I'm not a kid anymore. He's like, doesn't work like that. Alexa comes. We don't have something called girlfriend and boyfriend. Have two choices: marry her, let her go.
I was going to ask you about that, but wow.
He's like, I go, for example, to a wedding. I took home with me. It's like the family asking, who's that woman? You know, we don't have a girlfriend in our culture, in our family. He gave me two options. You know what I did? I took the train. Took the train to Morocco. Morocco, this is a song.
Sing it.
I'll send it to you. So I took the train to Rabat. I went to Alexa. I was wearing a red t-shirt. I remember. I was sitting in a park next to the parliament in Rabat. And I told her, hey, this is our options. Look, love you. I want to be with you. I want to marry you. But this is our options. This is my father, what he told me. We get married or we got to break up. Up to you. I'm not going to force you to do either. Whatever you choose, we're going to do it. That's it. I just passed on info from my dad to her.
What did she say?
She's like, we'll break up. I'm just kidding. She's like, yeah, we'll get married.
Wow. That was like a proposal in itself.
Yeah. It's then when the proposal, I did my proposal.
Yeah.
And we got married.
Was that a pretty short time frame?
Ish. Yeah. We got married October 2011.
Okay.
So I think this is...
And then what year did you meet?
We met 2008.
Okay.
Summer of 2008.
Yeah.
But she came to the US for like 2 years or something.
Yep.
So you can...
She came back. It was a pretty short time frame.
Yes. She's amazing, man.
Mm-hmm.
She's a really good woman. We got married. We had a huge wedding.
What's a Moroccan wedding like?
I'll come to the wedding because it's weird because I go back and forth in time. Yeah. And there's a lot of things that happen, and I'm trying to keep the sequence of things of actions that happen.
Yeah.
So after working with my boss, I got an offer to work with study abroad program. See all that happened with all Americans. The director, the big boss, we call him the world director. He came from Spain. He knew about me, that I spent time with American students. I helped them around. I showed them around. They want to hire me as the coordinator of student services. And by then, my English was much better. Just by spending so much time with those Americans. Just learning bad words first, of course, And I told my boss at the factory, and the family was like, here's what's going on, But before I told him, I got called and they took me to a coffee shop. The big boss, Daniel, they say, Mo, we want to offer you the job to work with us. And that job is dream, man. Travel every weekend to different cities, staying in hotels, food in nice restaurants every weekend. You get paid for any transportation. You get paid good money. You have a nice office. You spend time with Americans. You name it. It's a fun job. The funnest job I ever had. So the first one was the hardest job. This one was the funnest job. I had so much fun. Go to the desert riding camels, It
was like a vacation.
It's a job which is vacation.
Yeah.
And also it has a stressful moment when you have to take care of kids that are drunk and stuck in elevator, or they got arrested, or they got robbed, or stories nonstop. I even took one of the kids to the surgery in his balls, had a testicular torsion.
Oh, what'd he do?
I had a lot of sex with another student somehow. And he started calling me in the middle of the night. I know it's true, so I'll tell you about the story later. Yeah. Okay. We're going to put some fun into this. It's
explain. Man.
Yeah, there is so many things just of in the record, off the record, that I cannot share. Just we share it in privately, but yeah. When I got that offer, I told them, this is my dream opportunity. I was waiting for it. However, I need to talk to my boss. And if he doesn't want me to, I will not accept it. Because he changed my life. He's the one who took me from the confusion and to desperate, and I don't know what to do in my life anymore. So I have a job. I'm in the nicest gym in the city, like the most expensive gym. I'm eating the most expensive food. I'm having so much bliss. Wow, this is crazy what I'm going through. It's a dream, right? And you know what they told? They say, if you give us a different answer, we won't hire you. Say, we're glad that you say this answer. So go talk to him, see what he say. And my boss and my new boss, they are best friends too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they become through me.
Oh,
So
okay.
they become best friends until
Wow.
today.
Yeah.
We have pictures together. We traveled, hiked, you name it. We even went to Europe together.
Yeah. I call it the Mo effect.
The Mo effect.
Yeah.
The Mouhsine effect.
Yeah.
So my boss told him, he's like, yeah, I want you to take it. You will be happy there. I told him, but can I still help with the fact? He's like, yeah, you're my family. You're my brother. You have to. So it's just that kind of assurance that it's not an end of a relationship. It's not an end of anything. And he's like, if you don't take that job, I'm going to be so mad at you. This is how much some people, they change your life. Some people, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. We're going to talk to some people. When I moved to the US, I was very, very lost. Didn't have a job. I needed a job so bad. Applied for this, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name of the company, but it's fine, nothing bad. I went to a company called Oripack. They build doors with wood, whatever. They just make doors. I applied. I think the salary was like $10 or $9 or something like that. And I applied to work anything. I just need any job. And I went and I had an interview. I had my resume, everything with the manager. He looked at my interview. He's like, you need to be sitting in my place. He's like, I'm not going to give you this job. I was like, okay. He's like, look, go look around. Went, ask someone to walk with me, show me everything. He's like, come back. So when I came back, he told me, look, I give you 1 week. Go. There is so much better jobs out there. Your resume deserve better job. Try. You have 1 week. This job is guaranteed. If you don't find a job, I'll hire you right away. I left and I started working in Orchard that week.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Some people change our path without even you knowing that they do. It's a weird way. God works in a mysterious way and through us. Right?
Sure does.
So back to my story, and it's crazy. So I got that job. I was damn good at it. Was damn good at my job. Only thing I was bad at my job is writing English. So every time I have to write email, I have to deal with the headquarters in Austin, Texas. I always have Daniel come in, check my email, fix it, or right away. You send it now. For a long time, months. And I had another coworker. She's a female. She takes care of the female part of the house. There is anything. So we're together, like both of us are coordinator of student services. I even during that period, I did 2 innovation things. I created 2 programs. One called Intercultural University Forum, which I started a little bit early when I went to Daniel, me and an American student. I was like, look, a lot of students at the university, they are confused. They see American students here It's like who they are. Why are they here? Are they working with the CIA? Are they working with the American military? Are they coming here FBI? What's going on? So let's create a room to bring both of them, American student, to discuss topics, answer questions, ask questions. It's like, damn, that's a good idea. So we created a small classroom, have Americans, we have some English students that go to the master in English, they come, they attend, we had a discussion. Next group, we had it got bigger. Become international. So we had universities from Spain, from France, from China, from the US. Like they came specifically to attend the Intercultural University Forum. With the art, they bring flamenco from Spain, they bring dancers from whatever.
Wow.
It become huge. I'll send you a link to see like some videos how this went crazy big.
Wow.
And then a year, 2011, was in Spain. And it's the first time I went to Spain. And the first time I left the country ever. I was invited as a guest of honor because I was the co-founder, the idea, whatever you can call that.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Spain. I went with Daniel and I went with Ali, with my boss from the factory. I took him with me too.
Nice. You guys are all friends now.
From there, my friend flew me to Spain. So in two friends, we spent some time in France, came back. And I think right after my wedding, 2011, during that period, November 2011, I got married in October. And I went to Europe in 2011. So a lot of moving parts happened. A lot of fast things happened during that time. And even I was working with the internationals. I was saying the second thing I created, it called service learning internship. So I had I created a platform to work with NGOs, orphanage, women's rights association, detention center, disability centers in Morocco. And I create a partnership with them to bring American students to volunteer there. So then I was in charge of the service learning program. And that went amazing. We got a lot of money out of it for the company. I don't know why they didn't give me my part. But yeah, so I was good at that job until son was born. And the wedding, right? Because my son cannot be born before the wedding. We don't do that in Morocco.
No.
You have to be married to have a kid.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
You can, but it's weird. It's not our culture. 2012, got married 2011, but we had the wedding in March 24th, 2012.
Mm-hmm.
I invited 30 students to my wedding, all Americans.
Wow.
They all dress in Moroccans. Party started at 8 p.m. The wife 7 dresses, the man 3 or 4 dresses the whole night. The party finished at 5 in the morning. All night, 2 bands of music, food.
There's a lot of traditions.
No alcohol. 0 alcohol, but everyone is drunk with life.
Wow.
Just Moroccan weddings are fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'll share with you some pictures from the wedding so you can have an idea.
Yeah, 7 dresses.
Yeah, I think she had 7 dresses. 5 or 7 dresses. I don't remember.
What's
a long time ago.
The tradition behind that?
It's a royal style, kind of.
Yeah.
It's just show your beauty, show.
That's cool.
Yeah, the wedding were amazing.
Did you get carried around anywhere?
She got carried actually on the shoulder by like 4, and I was carried by 4.
Yeah, you picked those carriers, the bearers.
No, you hire people to come to do that, but also your family come and decide to carry you. Mm-hmm. So it's just cool. Like, move away. It's my son or it's my brother. I'm gonna carry him a little bit. Mm-hmm. So you get that feeling. So that was the wedding. 2015. All this year I worked with the company, with the ISA, it's International Studies Abroad. I made so many friends, so many memories. During one of them is when I told you that memory of that kid who had a testicular torsion, got called most midnight. He's screaming with pain. I went to his house, to the apartment where he lives. Horrible. Was suffering. Called a taxi, called a doctor, a friend of mine, who is the brother-in-law of my boss at the factory. He's a professor for kidneys and whatever,
They hurt
what do you
just
call
you
those?
talking about it.
What is it?
I said they hurt just with you talking about it.
Yeah, I know.
The
So
sympathy
the
pain.
top of his testicle, I think, got twisted and whatnot. Imagine happened that to you in different country. Your mom is not there, your dad is not there. You're just a young student overseas. So you gotta put also yourself in their shoes. How do you feel? They're scared. Are they gonna die? What's going on? At midnight, I'm traveling to a different city, an hour away, 45 minutes away from my city, called Fez. Fez. I'm sure you heard this name, Fez. It's not foreign exchange students. It's Fez. It's different from that.
Oh,
movie.
yeah, I didn't know. I haven't heard it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Went to the professor's house. He looked at him. He checked him. He's like, "You need surgery right now."
Wow.
I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I was like, yeah,
Right now.
yeah, he needs it, or his testicle will die within 8 hours. He called other professors, took us in his personal vehicle. We drove, pick up another doctors in their houses, and went to the hospital. They hand me his clothes, come in, whatever, go to the surgery room. The guy is just shocked. He's like, what the? So he called his mom, told his mom what's going on. He didn't have a choice, right? Inside, fix whatever they fixed, and they even took some of the skin. They throw it. They say he had extra skin. I'm like, what the? It's just cosmetic surgery. It's like, yeah, and it was $200. That's how much we paid for it. If you do that here, I think it's gonna be what?
Way more.
A little bit more, maybe a few 100,000 more.
Yeah, way more.
Yeah. So that was something that guy is still in. Again, it's still in touch with him. He's so thankful that I saved his balls. Long story short, brother, that way we go a little bit forward because I'm going through the weeds right here,
Oh, I love
left
it.
and right.
I love it.
It's just 2015, we got our first born in Morocco, November 5th of November. Remember.
So in early 15, you were still over in Morocco.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Still in Morocco. I still don't have even the idea to come here. I came to the US actually in 2014.
Yes.
With my wife, just for a short visit. I call it the honeymoon. We went to Hawaii to see her dad.
Oh, cool.
We went to LA and we came to Idaho.
Why Idaho?
Because her mom's side of the family is from Meridian.
Oh, okay.
I was shocking. I loved Hawaii so much. When I came to Idaho, I came to Meridian. It was the first home. We went to Stanley. Stanley was amazing.
It's beautiful up there.
Beautiful. And I was like,
it's a good place to go.
It's where I want to be.
Yeah.
And the kid was born 2015, and I just want him to grow up in a place that has better education, better opportunities, better freedom, better everything. I didn't leave Morocco because I was desperate, because I needed a job or I needed anything. I left it for my kid. I want him to have a better place at least better life than I had. I love Morocco. I love every inch of it. I love the king of Morocco. I love everything in Morocco. But it was time. So bring him here. It took me a year since we decided that. Applications, immigration papers, fees, you name it. It took a long time. Got, vaccinated again. You have to get vaccinated before entry. I did it legally, you know. I came here legally.
Oh, you didn't come here on a little boat.
I love. By the way, this is. I always made a joke with Benny that I came in a container.
Oh, it was no joke. I took you seriously.
I know.
You had a lot of us thinking you came over here a different way.
Yeah, in a container.
You're a
in
good
a
storyteller.
ship. Yeah, and it came like 2 months. Took me to get here.
You're very descriptive.
I didn't know you're gonna believe it.
Yeah.
I think you're just picking on other people so they believe it, and I just go with you because
you
you're
fooled
with
me. I fooled you.
We fooled each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, the truth is actually I flew. First I flew and I came here. It was white. Snow.
Oh, in the winter time.
Was that 2017?
And you flew to Idaho?
Flew to Idaho. I flew to Seattle first, but to Idaho.
But it ended up in Idaho.
But it was nighttime and you wake up and whatnot.
And that was a decision you wanted to see if you wanted to live over here?
No, it was too late. It was actually a decision that has made. My wife came before me.
Okay. Yeah.
I still needed some paperwork to be finished and stuff. I need to finalize my job, to pass it on to the next person.
I'm sure your family, it was hard with that.
Oh, it was. Imagine everything I have, I was giving my stuff or selling my stuff or just... It was a moment for my mom, man. She was crying. I don't forget that day, how much she cried. That it breaks you. Just why I'm doing this. Why? Sometimes you don't know why things happen. Sometimes there is always things happen for a reason that we don't know. So yeah, I decided to come to the United States. Moved here. Moved in just close by.
Here, it's down the road. Yeah.
Just down the road.
Same neighborhood, pretty much.
Same neighborhood, yeah.
Crazy, right? We didn't know that.
Lucas Grove and Fairview.
Yeah.
Just next to that.
Car wash. Yeah. That's the way I take out of here.
Tammy.
Yeah. I don't want to get too scripted, then you know where I live. No.
Yeah.
We got this whole setup out of my house. So eventually it's going to be somewhere else, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I digress.
Yeah, man. It was hard to leave everyone behind. To leave the friends, the family, the memories, to leave my best friend, my boss. I called my boss, but I never call him my boss. He's my brother. Called him Azizi. Azizi means my dear. It's a word that you say to your older brother.
Really?
Yeah, my dear. Like, he's a special guy. He gave me everything I dreamed of and more. He's a guy that I will be here, for example, and I need a lot of money, or he will be here for me.
Where is he now?
Morocco. He's
still
making this. Oh yeah. He's there. He's still dealing with his businesses. He's still there. When I go to Morocco, I spend half of the time with him and his family and half of the time with my family. Yeah. I'm not even joking. I'm in a group chat with him and his family.
I think you have Daniel too.
Oh, Daniel, that's different. He moved to Spain. We lived in Morocco the same year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he went to Barcelona and I came to the States. He's the resident director now for Barcelona in Spain. Oh, we talk a lot. Yeah. He's a shitbag. I love him though. Love all of them. Yeah,
we all are.
It's important to keep those relationships and keep that friendship. Yeah. Moved here, new, lost. What am I doing? Brought some cash with me. We're living in my wife's mom's house, because she used to live in Stanley, so we were using her house here in Meridian. Did not have a job. Did not even have a green card yet. Did not have my social security card yet. First week, I went to gym. Crunch gym right here. We can just don't talk about it. But first week I lost somebody went through the locker, took everything I have, my wallet, my everything. The first week.
Really?
Yeah, it was. Wow. I was scared to call the police.
Okay.
Because I was like, what's going on? My wife actually did. I think she did the call, whatever. But there is nothing they can do. It was a rough week. We finally decided I didn't have a driver's license. My wife didn't have a driver's license. She never drive here. So and we have a kid. You can imagine how much stress, and 10 Moroccan dirhams is $1 American.
Okay.
So money there worth nothing here.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
a big
bad.
change.
It's a big change. It's a
Yeah.
big change. So it was a struggle we went
Mhm.
through. Not gonna go through the weeds because, as I say, it's only things happen to learn from them.
Mhm.
Things happen because they mean to happen. It's just you need to feel that struggle so you can work harder. You need to feel that sufferance so you can actually like be thankful. One, what you had.
Mm.
Two is God takes and gives. He takes when he wants and he gives you when he wants. Only thing you can do is pray and work. So we continue that. Me and my wife, she is, as I say, she's the second best mother I ever know. Sorry if you hear that, Alexa. You're the best chef, though. But yeah, start looking for jobs. Told you about the story about that guy, and then I applied for Orchard.
What made you apply for Orchard?
Father-in-law. Weird because he was 60 something, I believe. He passed away, by the way. He was a engine boss and he worked in the mountains, and I was watching his pictures and I loved that.
Mhm.
You know, it's just yellow and green pants and boots and just like
Mhm.
bucket drops
Just
and
looked
like
like a
retardants
tough
and
guy
just
playing with fire.
yeah, and he's
We're
old.
talking about firefighting.
Yeah, firefighting. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just. And I was watching his pictures, like, man, I really want to do this. But at the same time, I thought, firefighter is the same thing as structure.
Mhm.
So when I applied, I thought I'm playing for both.
Yeah.
I had no idea difference.
The
Man,
division between wildland
I don't
and
know. We don't
structural.
do that. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
the same thing. So I looked at that job somehow. I don't know how it came out. I applied for it. I didn't have a driver. I needed a driver license for that job. Friday, I had the test to get tested, I think, for driving here in Meridian.
Mm.
So I passed my written test, thank God, and I failed my driver test.
Why?
You want to know why?
Yeah.
Okay. So I told the guy, I told him, hey, how can, what should I do if I fail what? He's like, if you run a red light or speed in school zone or, yeah, you're going to fail. But there's minor things that I think you can let go here and there, whatnot.
Mhm.
So I got into the car that we bought, me and Alexa, our first car. We bought my car right now, the Kia
Okay.
2010. That was
Mhm.
my first car. It was our first car.
Nice.
And I love that car. I still have it. It is the car I drive every day.
Mhm.
It's the one outside of your house.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll go take a look.
Yeah, so sit on it. Start driving. Red light. Didn't stop. Because I thought you can go right. If you're going right, you don't need to stop.
Oh.
But you have to stop.
Stop and then
you can
go.
stop.
Yeah.
I just like
That's.
so he looked at me and I was like going, and then it was a school on the right side, and I
Mhm.
was just speeding on the school zone,
Mhm.
and it was a bus there with the sign coming out, and I just drove by the bus,
Oh man, what was coming
and
through?
the bus was like, oh, on me. I was like, what's
Yeah.
going on here? Why that bus is honking at me?
Yeah.
And he's like, turn right here. I told him, I thought we are gonna go to the freeway. He's like, no, we're done. So
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I have to give the paperwork that day to Gowan
Oh wow.
for driver's
no
license,
idea.
proof, driver's license. Yeah.
Oh, I got a story coming up, but continue.
Yeah. So I was like, dang. So I talked to him, I was like, can you please redo the test? Like, he's like, the earliest I can do for you because of your circumstances is Monday. So told Gowan that I will get driver's license on Monday. They let me. Monday I passed. And I took that paper they gave me to Gowan.
Yeah.
So I went to Gowan, did my pack test, and I was scared. My wife drove me because we have one car. So she drove me. The kid was there. She parked there, was waiting for me the whole time.
Yeah.
And he was like big guys. Like back then we had 18 people?
Yeah, we had a lot Are you talking about that we're applying for the
2018.
wildland?
Yeah, 2017.
Mm-hmm. So,
First job ever. I'm standing with people wearing like military boots, strong guys. I'm like, holy, I'm skinny. I'm like, what's going on here? They give us that. And my chicken legs, and I smoked everyone.
mm-hmm.
I finished first. They're like, you were running, you were running. I'm like, I know, I don't know, but I made it. Made it, did my interview. And I think the next day, I don't know, I don't think we did the interview the same day. We came to the station. Back then you were there too.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember when I met you. I have my first like major memory with you. I'll get into that, but continue. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we take a break for bathroom?
Let's take a break. We'll get back to it
All right.
when we first met, I guess.
All right,
Yeah.
perfect.
All right, back from the break. We needed one.
Needed one.
Got some more tea.
More tea, important. Like tea is life for us. Tea is memories. Tea is things you grew up with. And tea is culture. Tea and couscous Friday.
Couscous, yeah.
Couscous, yeah. Every family makes couscous on
It's
Friday.
a dish, right?
It's a dish, yeah. It's not the couscous you buy in a packet.
I've never had it, so
I'll make it for you one day. I'll have you over.
I feel special.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You'll have not me, my wife.
Mhm.
She's when I married her, I didn't know she knows how to cook. And her mom came over. She lived with us for like 2 months or something overseas. And her sister lived with us for I think 3 years in Morocco. Her mom, when she came for a visit, she told me, "Did you know that your wife is a good chef?" I was like, "What?" Looked at my wife. She's like, "Mom." And actually, it was true. She cooks the best food, man. She's amazing. Her hands at cooking is just magical. I teach her something about Moroccan food, and she's better than me at cooking it. And no, I just don't cook.
Wow.
I have like 2 or 3 dishes that she prefer that I do because she likes them when I cook them. Besides this, you name it, Asian, Moroccan, whatever. So I'm thankful. Yeah, she's good. She's good for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love that.
it's a great thing to have.
Yeah.
Wow, it's really good cook. And
Yeah, so
bless
we'll
her
go
heart,
back.
she always cooks.
What is it?
Bless her heart, she always cooks for us. I'm very thankful.
Alhamdulillah.
I don't cook a whole lot.
Alhamdulillah. So yeah, so back to where we left for the orchard.
Yeah.
Orchard, home.
Yeah.
To home,
It's
man.
where I met you.
It's where I met you.
Yeah. I was just a dumb kid.
or
I was
me?
young. 2017, I was 22.
You joking?
How old was I? 22, 23.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I knew you when you were a kid, huh?
Yeah, because my son was born in 2015, June of 2015. I was
Okay,
21.
same
See, I was
year.
like 23. Yeah, when I met you.
Wow. So
Yeah.
yeah, you want to say the story when you were
Well, my first
First
experience meeting you was, we got a new group of firefighters for the year. Fitzpatrick, who was the wildland chief, he was like, hey, you guys need to go take these guys out and do some driver's training with them. Because we didn't have full-time wildland.
Yeah.
It was the structure guys were doing a lot of the cross training.
Yeah.
And to get you guys familiar with it after your initial training. But he part of the onboarding process was getting familiar with the brush trucks and driving around, and I just got tasked to hop in with. We were doing rotations of people, and you came, and I don't remember a whole lot of the interaction other than when we're driving. I'm in the passenger seat, and we're doing the driver's course, and I thought it'd be funny to see if I could get you to go through the tank tracks, which it's where the wash rack, the tanks would wash off their
exactly.
tracks.
I drove through it, so I know what you're talking about.
And we're driving up, and usually we just drive around the top. But I was like, hey, just go through here. I want to see how you handle the bumps. And he just turned right in, and then I was like, oh, he's actually going to do it. And I had no idea how violently I could have ever been shaken inside of a vehicle. I mean, we pretty much rattled the thing off its axis. Yeah.
See, that's a good memory. It's it shows you I follow orders.
Yeah.
It's just, and I remember I was with you, and I was like, oh my God, did I put blinkers? Did I not put my blinkers? Did I put my seatbelt right? So those are because I'm new.
Mhm.
If I know what I know,
Yeah. It's funny because I didn't know your past experience with the driver stuff the week before.
so
So
I'm
that was funny because I thought you were a fine driver.
I hate no. I'm still not a
Super
good
nice
driver.
guy. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I
I
am.
thought you were fine. I was also young, so you probably drove about around the same way. But driving in Morocco is probably a lot different than traffic here in the States. So that maybe was a big shock for you too.
I don't drive in Morocco either.
Yeah, there's probably not as much.
I never drive. It's and that's why we don't have a lot of obesity, a lot of heavy people.
Mhm.
Everyone walks. A lot of walking. A lot of
Yeah.
a lot of people in the streets.
A lot of places in the world.
Yeah, a lot of people in
Yeah.
the world. Here you want to
Yeah.
go to
Mhm.
whatever, 5 minutes away, 3 minutes away, you want to drive your car. It's just
Yeah.
leave cars
Yeah.
alone.
Even people walking from the parking lot.
Exactly.
It's just like people are late. They don't put their carts back. They park as close as they can.
No,
Yeah.
it's not right. I think I love that. You see that downtown, for
Mhm.
example, Boise downtown, 8th Street,
Yeah.
whatnot, people are walking.
Mhm.
But imagine that in a bigger scale. Everyone you want to go. I understand also if you want to go to Costco, yeah, you're not gonna walk to Costco.
Yeah.
From Boise, you want to
Mhm.
drive to Costco. But it's
Mhm.
there is, and we have grocery stores,
Mhm.
small ones like this room. A
Mhm.
guy has everything,
Wow.
and as a supermarket,
It's a little
it's
market,
a small
yeah.
one, but it's everywhere. So you just go to your grocery store. There, you go to the hammam or the public bath is there. The
Mhm.
oven is there. It's and people walk a lot, and I did not need even. We have a lot of means of transportation.
Mhm.
Taxis. We have two types of taxis: a small one and a big one. You have buses. You have trains. You have buses between cities. You have taxis between cities, and they're cheap. They're affordable. So there is no need to buy a car. There is no need to drive and buy the insurance. And I can take a taxi from here to, let's see, to my old house, and it will cost me $50
Mhm.
or less, like $50. Yeah, like 5-7 dirhams. And it's like, come on. Or I'm just gonna walk. Why am I
Mhm.
not even take a taxi? So yeah, and we don't crossing streets, pedestrians. We don't give them right. Whoever first goes first.
Mhm.
You know, if you
Yeah.
hit me, you hit me. If I missed you, I missed you. You know,
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about.
What do you call
was
it?
that stuff,
Organized
yeah.
chaos.
Yeah.
It's a chaos. It's
Yeah, I've
hectic.
seen the videos of the little Asian style trucks with like the linen stacked clear up, and it's
just
we're about to come,
wiggling.
fall over. It's top heavy, and they're just zooming in and out of each
It's
other.
identity. It's
Yeah.
who we are. It's
No
what it
lights.
is. It's we have lights now. We
Yeah.
have. It's just in every roundabout there is a police officer.
Yeah.
That's how they have to do it to control it more. That's why people they stop in red light. If there is no police, they know that nobody will stop.
Mhm.
It's just a go.
Interesting.
It's mentality.
Yeah.
Those things get fixed with time and with education and with that.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that's Orchard. I went for my interview. First
Mhm.
person I remember is Chief Reed,
Oh, okay.
Reed Robertson. So I
Mhm.
entered the old station because there's new station right now.
Yeah,
right?
we're on station number 3.
Station number
But you were in
3.
the original station still,
yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah. And I entered and I was wearing my leather jacket, blue jeans, black shoes. I don't remember what I was wearing under that leather jacket. I came in for my interview, and it's just me. I just shake Chief Reed's hand. I shake everyone's hand
Mhm.
over there, and it was like, "Hey, how are you guys?" You know,
Mhm.
it was like, and Chief Reed since that day he always remembers. He always tells me I was the only one that shake hand. He remembered
Yeah.
me. And he wants me to get hired. It was just small gestures that you don't even know you're doing.
Stands out to me too, like how I introduce you. It's one of those things. You always say hi to everybody in the room, no matter if you know them or you don't. Like it's beautiful. Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not faking it because sometimes you fake something. It's only so much you can fake.
Mhm.
But if you stay the same for years, I don't think you see any
Mhm.
difference between Mo right now and Mo 7 years ago.
No, just that I know you more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know me more, and you know that I'm more of a shitbag than I used to be, right? I love that shitbag mentality. I play pickleball, you know.
Yeah, you're
stuff.
pretty good at it. We miss the Mo serves.
Mo serve.
Yeah, nobody can serve like you.
They called it
Yeah.
Moroccan black magic. So yeah, got job with Orchard Fire. I went through 2 weeks training with Fitzpatrick. Amanda, I respect a lot.
Yeah, we miss him too.
We miss him too. Yeah, he's amazing. He's the godfather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he taught me a lot, and I saw in him some of my father.
Wow. Yeah.
Because of how strict and how
The Marine in him.
Marine.
He's
Yeah.
a Marine. Yeah.
Yeah. The discipline.
Mm.
So I was taken from that, and I was seeing him as a father at the same time.
Yeah.
Worked with a few guys, and this is where it's every relationship I have in the United States with friends I have. I can say that 98% of them. It's not all. If it's not all of them, there are a few that I know as my neighbor or whatnot. They all came from fire service.
Wow.
My friends. Maybe you know people from high school. Maybe you know from people from college or people you grew up with, cousins, whatever over here you have. I don't have those. I only have people I know from Orchard at first. Blake, Tristan, Ross, Caleb. I can name you tons of the guys. You and Baker and Reed and just people that are my friends. Like Josh, like those guys are all I knew, or Jeremy, and the list is long.
It's a long list, yes.
Everyone is from Orchard.
Yeah.
And those become family. Those become people, if you need to move, you call to help. Like when first time I moved from Meridian to Boise, who's going to help me? Called Josh and Serge. Caldwell, he came, and Justin Mitchell, he came, and those are family. Those are people who will be there for you when you need it. So first year I did the 4.9, and it's where I enjoyed working there. Enjoyed fire. It's then with obsession with firefighting start to kick in.
Can I remember, was that a busy first season?
I was the busiest season in the last 7 years.
I think so.
Yeah. I came in the right time.
Yeah, it was a big, busy one.
It was. Yeah. It was. And then when you dang, the first month I twisted my ankle.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I got workers' comp. I was like, damn, I feel bad. But okay, and then the thing is, I was on fire when I twisted my ankle. I was on a badger hole.
Yeah.
And it was bad. Like it was blue, purple. And I kept going on that fire. Because I'm not going to leave. You're in a fire. I didn't learn how to drive yet, those trucks. So it was hard, but good. I made it that first year. I loved it. I just loved it. Finished the year. Finished the season. Then what? What now? The next season won't start till what? May? And we're at September.
Yeah, just seasonal at that time.
We're at the beginning of October. And I'm jobless.
Yeah, what did you do? I didn't know you that well back then, so.
I worked in a moving company. I worked in 2 men in a truck.
Okay.
Moving company. And I worked in PepsiCo, a warehouse. I did that for 3 months. It was bad.
Right.
I loved 2 men in a truck. I loved moving and knowing people and go to people's houses and see what they have in their houses and just take care of their precious stuff and help moving them in the right way. Every job I do, I do it with love. I do it I care about the job.
We can all see that. Yeah.
I don't think about a job as like, I have to do it. I do it. And if I do a job, I have to do it right or I don't do it. Even with PepsiCo. So here is why I didn't like. I used to start work around 6:30 in the morning, I think, in 2 men. And you get a job, you don't know how long it's gonna take. Because you're moving people's houses, 2 houses or 1 big house. You can travel somewhere, whatever. When you're done, so mostly you're done around 2 p.m., 3 p.m., something like that, sometime noon. So, and you get paid any out the hours you work. 5 p.m., I start in Pepsi to the warehouse in Nampa. And I work from there till like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Wow. You're doing both?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Only day I have office Sunday.
Mm.
And I go home and I sleep those 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever. Then I wake up and I go do that. I didn't have a life.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, it was
Wow.
a struggle. But always when you struggle, you look at why and who you're doing it for. I had a kid and I had a wife. And my wife, she haven't had work yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't even know when. I worked for a while before she got a job. And even then, we have our kid in daycare. So we have expenses so I needed to do those 2 jobs to be able, and 2 jobs with a few hours of rest between them. It's almost 24 hours work.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, but I always kept smiling, man. I always was happy. I still have relationship again with people not from PepsiCo, but that was a different job. But from Two Men in a Truck. Yeah, that was rough. I had to quit one of the jobs a few months later because I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
You just get to that break point. Your body can't do it. Even your mental can't do it. Your body can't anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I waited till the summer comes again, and I just orchard,
Came back.
we came back, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I just got hired right away.
Yeah, I had a few returns. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a few returns.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we had a lot of returns.
Yeah, and that turned into a full year position.
Didn't yet.
For a little while. Well, I don't know what year that was.
So
but
2018, the summer,
18,
we did
yeah.
2018 summer.
Yeah.
We finished the season, and when I finished the season, I went to Morocco. I went to Morocco, and I took with me Tristan, who was my supervisor.
Yeah.
So we stayed there for a month and a week. Tristan decided to quit. He didn't want to do supervisor anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to go to BLM, I think, and he pursued with his dreams. We flew back, and then they offered me his position. I was like, yeah, it's a good deal. I'll take you to Morocco and you give me your job. It's like, yeah, it sounds good, man.
Did you love Morocco?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
bet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. At the end.
He's.
Mm-hmm.
I think might see this. The whole time we were there, I think he only paid for one night stay. Was in Blue City. We had an Airbnb. He paid like $20 or something.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Just hospitality.
Oh yeah. Anywhere we go, my friend.
Awesome.
There is a place where we can stay.
Yeah.
It's Morocco. I know people. I know people that knows people.
Yeah.
And this is what I did when something good is. I know people in Morocco now, before, whatnot. My jobs, my relationship allow me to know people that can help facilitate things. Which is like I know people that works at the airport, or people that work in the police, or people that work on that, and have a problem with that. And this is how it's in Morocco. It's people they're helpful. Let's leave it at that. People are helpful. They try to help whenever you need, especially if you're American. They love you there. We love Americans in Morocco. So yeah, worked there. We just got 1385 actually, not full time.
Yeah.
1385, which is 9 months out of the year. After that, then we got full time position promoted. 6 of us. 6 of us got the full time position. We did that until 2023, when I become supervisor. Got promoted to the supervisory position or supervisor position. The whole time in Orchard was I loved it, man. I love working there. And a lot of people, they disagree with this.
Yeah. And it's your whole mindset, because no matter where you work, there's ups and downs. We had some pretty big downs, but you kept going through it.
we kept going through it. You
Yeah.
too.
I stuck around too.
Yeah,
I'm still there.
you, Baker, me,
Yeah.
Reed.
But it's just try to have a positive influence.
Yeah, you do.
Somebody has to. Somebody has to.
Somebody. If everyone.
And I've worked hard to get the shift to where it is now. I love my shift. They're my family.
Oh yeah,
It's such
I
a
can
good.
see
It's
that.
such in a good place. I've had good shifts, but
Yeah.
I got a great shift. They're solid.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you're good too, man. You're good
Mhm.
at your calm personality. You're serious when you need to be.
Mhm.
You listen. You're a good listener.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very important trait to have, is to listen. You don't need to. I do that sometimes. I interrupt people or whatever.
Yeah.
But listening
Mhm.
sometimes is good. Sometimes like, man, he listens more than he should.
Mhm. Maybe. Yeah, I think it empowers people. And when you got a team dynamic at there's different types of jobs. I mean, firefighting, it's a team dynamic. You have to have a leader, but you can also empower others. People won't develop if they're only doing what they're told to do. If they can't think for themselves, if they can't work their way through a situation. So I try to hear people out. They may have a better idea
That's
that I
true.
didn't think of. And there's operationally on scene. You got to be direct, and you have to be safe. And you have to just, okay, now all our training is combined. Please just listen to what I tell you, unless it's a huge safety thing. And we go back to being more diplomatic.
Definitely.
So,
Definitely.
but
Yeah.
no, my experience working with you at Orchard was always positive. You're always a huge positive light. Can't fill those shoes over there on that side
I
of the
appreciate
house,
it,
but
man.
people
I'm
miss
sure.
you.
Sure, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't, if there are any hardships that you dealt with there that you were able to work through, or anything that impacted you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
If you want to share.
Yeah, we're not gonna share names or anything. It's just,
no
but we can
names.
just talk experience and things. Coming in as a Muslim.
Yeah, did you have tension?
Oh yeah. Oh
Mhm.
yeah. But you look at it. You look at 15 people, right? Let's just say 15 people. 2 of them are mean to you or racist, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
And 13 of them are amazing with you. I'm not gonna say people are bad here. No, people are good. Because the majority are awesome. The majority are nice people. The majority are just, and even those two,
Mhm.
they're not that bad. They're not bad. It's just because they come from a different background.
Yeah, they don't know better. They're closed-minded. They just need to open up a little bit. And then once you get to know somebody more,
And they see exactly what I dealt with.
Mhm.
First year, I dealt with few people and got few comments here and there, about what a Muslim is equal terrorist and stuff like that. And or like somebody will open this jacket and look at my jacket. I'm like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, I'm just saying if you have a bomb today.
Yeah.
Jokes
Mhm.
like that, they're not jokes.
Mhm.
But I was deep inside of me, I was like, it's a joke.
Oh.
You
He's
can.
like,
This is the best. Yeah.
That's Boba.
What's going on? Mm. She's white and she's hugging me.
Yeah.
I like go. She opened the door.
Yeah. I gotta close
Huh? Amazing.
Oh, okay. Please
So, yes.
continue. Sorry about that.
No, it's good. It's all good. So yes, story is like you try to take the bad, observe it, and give the good.
Mhm.
And try to see how that will impact and how that will change others. And he did dramatically, man.
Kill them with kindness.
Kill them with kindness.
Yeah, it's a big one I live by.
And I don't do it because I'm thinking to do it that way. Or like, oh, it's my strategy. Or, oh, you know what? He's mean to me.
It's a good point.
I'm going to be kind to him so I can.
Yeah.
No, it's just
genuine.
natural.
Mhm.
It's just, you know what?
Yeah. There's no motive behind it.
There is no motive.
Mhm.
You're not going to give me anything. You don't pay my salary. You don't.
No expectations.
I don't
it's just
expect
you're being
anything.
you. Yeah.
So you get comments like that, or like, hey, eat pork, it's good for you,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, or why are you fasting? It's Ramadan, you know, like eat some food. Come here, eat some pork in Ramadan, man. And I'm like, oh man, I wish, but I can't, you know. And then when I break my fast, because we used to work at nighttime over there,
Yep.
2017. I go to that person and I offer my food. Hey, try this Moroccan food. It's so good.
It is good.
You gotta try it,
Yeah.
you know. And I kind of little pick. He's like, no. Second day he tries it. Thank you, you know. And that person, you know, I was like, no. Inside of them, they don't like Muslims. They hate Muslims because they've been introduced to Muslims through their deployment,
Yeah. It's a big one.
Iraq or Afghanistan or whatnot, or is what media show them about Muslims, and they never actually met Muslim before. So that was an opportunity for me. And think about it. I was the first job for me in a military installation.
Yeah.
So
they're just programmed a certain way and you're reprogramming.
So there is a guy, he knows who. He'll know this. But we talked about it, me and him, later on.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah, we talked about it. He's like, Mo, I want to tell you something. I was like, yeah, what it is? He's like, do you know that when you first came, I thought you are actually terrorists and you are just trying to be nice. And how come you came to work in a military installation?
Like an insider threat.
Inside threat that you're just hiding and you're being nice. And I was watching you all the time.
Wow.
And he's serious. He's
Yeah.
serious, right? You were serious.
Yeah.
He's serious. And I'm just like, you know, I was laughing and stuff like that. He's like, but no, you know, I know who you are. And you were brothers and I love you and I'm
That's
glad
awesome.
to know you. And we're actually very, very, we love each other. I'll leave you at that. So this is just to know that you changed someone's idea about you or who you are from what they believe to something else. It's a huge accomplishment, even without you trying to do it in purpose. So back to that person or the other people that they were also treat you in a mean way. You find them cleaning the truck and you go and help them. It's not my job, but you're washing. It's like, you don't have to, hey, Mo, you don't have to. I'm like, no, I just want to help you, man. It's okay. Help. I show kindness. I'm just being me. I just smile. I crack jokes. I listen to jokes. I laugh about dark humor when they laugh about, you know. And a person sent me a text, and this is years after. I got a long text about how much, you know, he thought about who we are and that I changed his opinion about who we are as
awesome.
Muslim.
Yeah.
And that he wants to learn more and he's going somewhere to learn more and he's there now and he, you know, if I give more detail, people will know who I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna leave you at that.
No, I know, and that's beautiful.
Yeah,
and I've seen that even too, even from the outside, and it's amazing.
And what's a greater accomplishment as a person to change someone's, don't want to use the word hatred, but maybe a little ignorance of someone's where they come from.
Someone who'd been through their own trauma, you know. Because you got groups of people. There are bad and good people in groups of people.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just what he was exposed to.
I see everyone is good. I don't, even the bad people, they're good in their way. It's just they need to find the light, man.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So you're that's why you're better.
What is it?
That's why you're better.
No, I'm not better. We don't know how. I told you my story, you know, and if I end up to be a different guy, and you know my story, you will know, man, I understand why he became this because of his life, childhood and everything. He, you know, I know he's in prison or he's dead because of his childhood traumas and everything. We don't know anything about those people, how they grew up, their parents, what type of TV they watch, right? Is it Fox News all the time? Is it CNN all the time? Is it this all the time? So that brainwashing also helped.
Yeah.
And I still meet people Even now that they tell me this is the first time I meet a Muslim.
Mm.
And it's a huge responsibility as a Muslim to show that not all Muslims are bad. There is over 2 billion Muslims in the world. ISIS are what, 20,000 people?
Yeah.
Al Qaeda are like another 20,000 people, whatever.
Mhm.
But you're talking about 2 billion people.
Yeah.
You cannot paint everyone with the same brush. And if this one did, I disagree with what they do.
Mhm.
You don't look, killing, hurting others. This is wrong. It's not your job or my job to punish someone for something. It's God's job. He's the only one allowed to punish anyone for anything that he sees wrong or right. For us, our job is to be good to each other, to worship him. As a Muslim, I have pillars. And I won't. So the pillars of Islam, or the pillars of a believer
Mhm.
in Islam is الإيمان بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسوله واليوم الآخر والقدر خيره وشره. So it's believing in God, His angels, all the prophets, including Jesus and Muhammad, His books, the Torah, the Bible, the Quran, اليوم الآخر, the Judgment Day. You have to believe. Those are just things you have to believe to be a believer.
Mhm.
And القدر خيره وشره, and destiny, good and bad. Whatever happened to you, it's distant from God. Good, you win the lottery or you lose a loved one. Those are things that mean to happen to you. You have to believe it's from God, the good and bad. So those
Mhm.
are our pillars. And then you have the 5 pillars of Islam, not the believers, which is الشهادتان, to say أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله, to believe that there is only one God and that Muhammad is his prophet. Salat, prayer, to pray 5 times a day. Saum, which is fasting. Zakat, charity, to give charity. And Hajj Bayti Allah liman istata'a ilayhi sabila, is visiting Mecca or do the pilgrimage if you can.
Mhm.
Those are. The rest becomes your relationship with others. Be nice, love your parents, love your siblings, your neighbor, take care, don't do bad, do good. And it's where me and my wife are. I told you she's Christian,
Yeah.
but she's not Muslim.
Mhm.
And I always believe that I cannot change someone's belief. I cannot force someone to change his belief.
Mhm.
A belief is a hard thing. It's a belief. They call it a belief for a reason. She asked me, "Is like, what's the difference between me and you?" I believe in all those pillars I told you, right? She believed on them, like she believed in God and angels and prophets. She believes in Prophet Muhammad. She's like, what is the difference between me and you? Is it the way I pray and the way you pray? Is it you fast or the way I fast? So there's those differences that makes us Christians or Muslim or a Jew or whatnot. I believe my religion is the right religion. It's the last religion. And we all believe those things.
Mhm.
But I'm not gonna impose or force that
Yeah.
to you. Our differences comes in Jesus' differences, right? And we talked about that multiple times.
Yeah, and we have, off record, we've had very constructive, progressive
Exactly.
conversations. We've been able to respect each other. That stayed civil,
Never
and
heated
that
conversation.
and that's the problem that we have in the world today is people cannot have these conversations without
Yes.
taking it personally or without being like, no, I'm right, you're wrong. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that like I'm not even going to listen to you because I don't believe that. Like I want to listen to the other side and I want to hear because there's so many things that people have in common. There might be 2 different belief systems, but there might be a lot of that percentage wise that matches up in line. It's just a few big differences, but we can coexist and we can all live for that God that we believe in.
Definitely. Definitely.
And if, yeah.
I want to add to what you just said. It's there is no one is better than the other one except with how good of a person you are. I can be better than you if I'm a better person and a better behave. If I don't harm, I take care of others. I'm loving, I'm caring, and you're not. You're just hurting people. You're just stealing. You're doing this. I'm better than you, yes.
That's the truth
But
of it.
besides this, you can be whoever. I can be whatever. We can
Mhm.
have a civil conversation. We talk
Mhm.
about it. The problem we have, Benny, is when you have two opposite, you're Christian and Muslim, and we talk, right?
Mhm.
And you try to tell me an idea. What happens is people, I don't listen to what you're saying. I'm already thinking about how I'm going to respond.
Yeah.
So you cannot do both. I'm going to
Mhm.
think how I'm going to respond to that. Listen, observe,
Mhm.
right? And see what the other person actually has to say. Most of conversation, I don't even know half of what you say because I'm already thinking about how I'm going to counterattack your
Mhm.
conversation. And that what cause rage, anger, conflict. And it's not only in religion, politics, Democrat, Republicans. I just hate you, you hate me. And that what caused divide between all of us. I respect who you are, respect who I am. I respect how you pray,
Mhm.
respect how I pray.
Yeah.
I won't harm you. You want to be who you want to be. Just be.
Mhm.
But let me be,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And we talk soft voice. I listen
Mhm.
to you, you listen to me. I'm a Muslim, you're a Christian. We're sitting in a podcast, we're talking, we're drinking tea,
Mhm.
and we're laughing, we're talking, we're listening. We
Yeah.
haven't screamed at each other. We know each other for 7 years.
Yeah. And we don't scream off camera either.
S- yeah.
But yeah, it's and we
Why not people do the same thing?
I do feel like there's been a shift recently, and I don't know if it's because I'm in myself coming into my faith more, and I'm putting myself out there more. Because one thing I've had a hard time with in my childhood is I've always believed, but I've never really tried to follow like in the footsteps of what I believe in. I've never tried to be that person. It was just like I used it as a crutch. I didn't grow up being very intentional with my faith. It was just kind of like that's what my parents told me.
Mm-hmm.
So as I met my wife, she has brought me into faith.
It's amazing.
She's been the biggest advocate to that
Influencer.
influence for
Yeah.
sure.
That's
She's
good.
more faithful than me, and we bounce off each other. And then I have friends who have been introduced in my life that are super faithful, even of different religions like yourself. And then you got Chim, another Christian,
Yeah.
and
Or Bailey or
yeah, Bailey and Martin, like just so great influences, and you need those people around you. And if you close yourself off, you can't be around those people. You just have to put yourself out there. If you believe in something, you should not fight for that belief, but you should you shouldn't be afraid. You shouldn't keep it in the shadows. You should like live your life through with that belief.
yeah, yeah.
Put your foot forward and like I I want to live by what I believe by. And we're not perfect. We
Yeah.
all make mistakes and
Yeah.
we're human, but we just have to try more. We have to try better. We have to listen more. One thing with you, we can talk on our beliefs and I take something that you say and because I care so much about my beliefs and I respect your beliefs, that I'm willing to go research your side of your argument and it challenges my belief.
Oh, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
In my car right now, I told you, like, I don't know if I told you this, but me and a friend of mine, me and Serge,
Mhm.
I give him a Quran translation and he give me a Bible
Yeah.
because they're full of stories of, and this is what we decided. We look through the stories of prophets that happen and we just want to compare how this describe and how this describe. And then we try to find time and we sit down and it's like, oh, your Bible say this, your Quran say this. Why is this? Why is that? And then we come and we try to find what make more sense.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're not trying to find like, no, you're wrong. See, I cut you on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just God gave us brain for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
God wants us to ask questions. He wants us to fly with our brains and just find the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I'm deeply and a proud Muslim. This is something I, Alhamdulillah, as we say in Arabic, Alhamdulillah, well, thank you, God, for the Islam gift that He gave me. And seeing other people that believe is just don't like when they think, a lot of people think that God and Allah are two different things. God and Allah is the same thing. You worship the same thing I do.
Yeah.
And this is how I see it. You cannot be Muslim if you don't believe in Jesus.
A lot of people don't know that.
No, people
Yeah.
they don't know. Hopefully you know now, right?
Yeah, you're teaching people, man.
I'm learning still.
Yeah.
I have so many friends, their name is Isa, which is Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus, we believe in Islam, he's going to come back. And he's the one who's going to stop the fake Messiah. So there is we believe he made people from dead people to alive. You know, he did miracles. We believe in Jesus so deep. Jesus was mentioned in the Quran more than Muhammad was mentioned. So he's dear to us. And I will stand for Jesus anytime. Because he's Isa, you know, he's son of Maryam. But we have our differences, which is Christians believe he's son of God or he's God. We don't. We believe he's a prophet. So is this enough for us to fight and go to war for? I don't think it is.
Yeah. And that's, this whole point in getting to is like knowing you, it just crushes all that. Like all those stereotypes, all those like misinformation, just programming. It's just so many people with your beliefs and your culture that are like you, I'm sure. And it's beautiful to be able to capture you.
Yeah, but the camera always zooms to the back.
Yeah, it does. Yep, it always does. Then, with everything going on in the world right now, it's
a world full of, politics is not something I like to talk about. But
yeah, I'll stay away from
that.
Me
too. I'm always So this is my life after Orchard. I worked in Orchard. I gave everything. So back to our track, we go back and forth. I love it. I love the conversation.
Yeah.
I gave everything I have. I go to Morocco at least once a year. I try to, because we say you can take a Moroccan away from Morocco, but you cannot take Morocco away from a Moroccan. It's always and 2020, I become a US citizen.
Yeah, that was a bad year too.
Huge. Yeah, it was a bad year, but it was good
victory
year.
For you with that.
Yeah, it was the year I become a US citizen, and finally, I can vote. I can. You get some. You still not American, but you're American. It's weird.
What do you mean?
You still got an accent. You still you still.
Yeah.
You're American in paperwork, but you still. But I look. I love the United States. I love this country. It's home. If this country needs somebody attacking this country, I'm gonna also defend this country. This is 100%. It's my children's country. They're American. My wife is American. I am American. So I'm proud to call myself American.
So beautiful that you say that, and you coming from the outside respect it so much when so many people in this country do not.
I will never kneel for national anthem. I will never disrespect the flag.
Yeah.
The flag and again, it's always drag you to politics. But back home, I'll say Morocco, you burn the flag, you go to prison.
Yeah.
The flag is not politicians. The national anthem is not politicians.
Exactly.
Those represented the land, represented. It's
all the bloodshed to get to where you are right now.
Exactly. It's the people that died, the people that sacrificed, we the people, as they say in America. It's not the senator or the governor or the president. So do not touch that flag or that anthem. Always has to have respect.
How do we get back?
And that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Freedom has to stop when you hurt other people or you touch
stepping
other
on the thing that gave you that freedom. Yeah.
Exactly.
You lose that freedom.
Yeah. yes,
You're risking losing that
yes,
freedom.
you gotta do. So as I said, I will. US for me is home. I love it. I'm proud to serve. I'm glad I served in Orchard because I
Mhm.
helped the army or the whoever, the units to train.
Oh.
So just me going and put those fires out so they can go back in training as fast as they can. That's also your part of the solution. You're helping them to serve this country if needed. That was I built, as I say, I built a lot of good things in Orchard until the day comes. And as of recently, I choose to leave home.
Yeah.
Second time, third time maybe. I left first home from the village to the big city.
Yeah.
From the big city, I lived in Meknes that I love, become home. I left it to the United States. So new home, 7 years. I didn't know anything besides Orchard. I didn't know
Mhm.
anything besides that job.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat. And I've just been out there my whole career.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? And imagine you leaving it.
Yeah. I can't do it. I love that
It was a
place.
challenge.
Yeah.
It was a challenge. It was a combination of feelings.
It's tearing your heart.
It turned my heart. I gave everything I have to that place.
Yeah.
I gave everything to that place.
Mm.
And I'm sure people will not disagree with me when I say I worked hard there.
Mhm.
And I got the opportunity to apply for the first home I had, which is Meridian, remember?
Mhm.
The first house I have in the Treasure Valley was in Meridian.
Mhm.
So applied, and I was fortunate to go through the whole process of interviews and pass my physical and everything, and got a conditional job offer from Meridian Fire Department. And I'm currently at the academy. We just finished week 4.
Yeah.
It's been hard, but awesome.
Mm.
It's been a lot of learning, a lot of emotions. But I like I say, I heard when you lower the standards, what happen is you lower the quality of service you provide for the citizens. So having higher standards at the academy, it's to serve the community the right way. Because if the community expecting me to put that fire in short time, and I'm being taught the academy or taught, it's okay, you got 5-6 times to be ready for that. I'm not meeting the expectations. So I have to be held in high standard so I can serve the right way. And I'm fortunate to have made the cadre are awesome. We have good people at the academy. First week was hard because imagine you don't know people, you don't know the cadre, you don't know what your expectation, you don't know what's going on. Physically tiring, mentally tiring. It's built that way. It has to be that way. But then you get sore, you go home, you're tired. Next day, week 4, brother, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. Even times of stress, times of hardship, times of doubt. I'm glad I took this and I got out of my comfort zone, because at Orchard, I think I got to that very comfort zone, and that bubble just I got like very chill. I know everything. I know the job. I know the people. I'm ready for a new challenge.
Mhm.
And I hope and I will work hard to finish this academy. And I'll be your neighbor in
Yeah.
Meridian, and I will hopefully serve the people of this city the right way. And
Yeah.
also, back to that is to prove to be in this position as a Muslim too is very important for me.
Okay.
It's very, very important. We get this question at the academy by the cadre, and I love those guys. They say you gotta think why. The question is why. Why are you doing this? Why are you choosing to be a firefighter? Why are you have to go through this? Why do you want to be a firefighter? And there is so many whys, man. I think the big thing for me is why not? Is the why not that I cannot find? Is why not this profession when you physically can and mentally can? Why not? I didn't find it yet. So everything is why. And for me to be not in a victimizing way, but to be different, to be Muslim, and to serve a community, and they know who you are, that will change. I'm sure as it changes some people, as we talked in the past about their vision or their idea about a Muslim person, hopefully this will change. Even if it changed 10 people's opinion, it's worth it of who we are as a Muslim or as a believers. It's a big thing. Making my family proud, making my kids proud, and get paid good. Right?
Get paid better, yeah.
So yeah, it's a challenge that but I will never forget people I worked for in the past, either in Orchard, in ISA, or in the factory, or as a kid, or
Yeah.
it's a long journey.
And there's a
It's
huge
tiring.
part of your story that I never knew about. That says a lot about you, and City of Meridian's lucky to have you on
Oh, I'm
board,
lucky
and
to.
you're gonna kill the
I'm the lucky
academy, and
one.
you're gonna rock it.
Inshallah, brother.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
I'll be at your graduation.
Oh, you have to.
I will be.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
And
Yeah.
I'll wave at you when I see you in the engine.
Inshallah. Inshallah.
Go get 'em, brother.
Oh man, a dream will
Yeah.
come true, inshallah.
But
And it's sometimes I just say like, man, kid, where I grew up and where I end up, where I started and where I am right now, how the journey. As a kid, I cannot even dream to be here right now. I told it was a beyond the dream.
Yeah.
To even come to this great land. We always think Europe. Coming here was like beyond the dream. And coming here and becoming a firefighter. I hope people will get inspired with that. Not that I'm an inspiration. I'm just an ordinary guy, loves God and loves people and loves his family. That I don't stop work. I work hard. I work with my heart. Work with your heart. Give everything you have. Don't cheat. Learn. Don't say I know everything. Even if when you know, just pretend you don't know, man. Just learn again.
And if you do think you know, you don't know.
If you think you know, you don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm so
Gotta open up.
thankful for the friend I have. I'm so thankful for my mom, my brothers, my father, my wife. I cannot do this without her. Because of her, I'm here. Because of her, I have what I have right now. The support. She's a pillar, man. She's, those big houses, there is a huge pillar in the middle holding the whole thing. She is, man. She is. I love her. I respect her. And my kids, they ask, I tell them condition. I always tell them, you have to love your mom more than you love me. This is not a question. You have to love your mom more than you love me. She did the most the job. She took care of them. She carried them in her belly. She sacrificed for them. I do my part as a father. But God forbid, if anything bad happened, I want them to be with their mom. So I want them to love her. I don't want them to love me too, though. It's not like, we don't like you. We like our
trust me,
mom.
they
Go
love you
ahead.
though.
Yeah, I love them, and they're my
Yeah.
motive. Because of them, I keep going, and I will keep going when I bleed, when I suffer, when I struggle with pain. I've been going through a lot of pain recently.
Yeah.
I see their faces, man, and I just go. I just go. I have pain, that unbearable pain sometimes, and I just go because of them, and because of Allah. God is great.
I love your
God is
respect for
great.
God.
Oh yeah, it's everything.
Mm.
It's everything. When you bow and you put your head in the floor and you just talk to God, just pray for God. It's like you're dumping all the bad things on you and you get rid of them and you just came out with that prayer and you come out a new person and just fresh and clean and good to go.
Mm.
It's amazing. And I hope we spread the good message.
Mhm.
And I hope that this podcast will show people that we're good, we're all good, we're all human. There is no difference between me and you, between
Mhm.
black and white, between brown and yellow, whatever, between blonde and brunette. The only difference that is there is how good of a person you are. That's how we're gonna be judged.
Yeah, I couldn't say it any better.
No, you
It's
can't.
been a beautiful conversation.
It is.
And I know you're a busy man, and I want to feed you and get you out of here. And you are only halfway through your journey.
Oh man.
You have a long journey ahead of you. I can't wait to see where your life
Inshallah.
goes. And
Inshallah, brother.
yeah, you are somebody that everybody should strive to be like. So
Oh, I'm proud to be your friend, brother.
I love you, brother.
Yeah, I love you too, man.
Yeah.
That's. Oh, give me a hug. I love you, brother. You're a good man. Oh, let's finish